in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Yeah. It's Friday. Kings back in action. And look who's back. Kyle Draper. Does it get any better?
Yeah.
Drape's adjusting his equipment here.
Yeah, got to get the audio levels, right? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I think you hear me okay?
Yeah, I
You
can
good?
hear you.
All right.
Yeah,
all right. Okay,
yeah.
we're good.
We
We're
missed
good.
you, big fella.
Did you?
Welcome home to Sacktown Sports.
I tell you what, usually, hey, Jay, usually I walk into the office all ornery, pissed off, like, damn, I got to work with these dudes again. But it's a beautiful day out here. Kings basketball is back. We're hanging out outside Golden One Center down at Doco. No reason to be upset today, fellas.
How about that?
I'm all optimism today.
You are a good liar.
Yeah.
I know it is first day back.
I'm feeling
First
good.
day back from vacation.
You
I don't
know
care
what?
where
though?
you are. It can't be a challenge.
It is a challenge, but it's only one day. We got the weekend coming up. I'm feeling okay.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm A-okay.
Mhm.
And so, I feel good, man. I feel excited. I will say this, though. Listening to
Here we go.
and
It didn't take long.
I know, but it's like here we are as a Kings fan, as somebody obviously employed by the organization. We're sitting here at 28 and 27, fighting for a playoff spot. What more could I ask for, Whitey?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand all the negativity right now. If you told me 5 years ago when I first came here, 5 seasons ago, Drapes, in February, you would have meaningful basketball games. Your team would be playing for something. I'd be like, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, all I hear is doomsday. Guys should be fired. Oh, this is an awful season. And I'm like, dog, it's 70 degrees outside. The sun is out in Sacramento, and we are about to play our hated rivals. Why would I be upset and disappointed in the Kings right now? I'm fired up. Let's go.
Yeah, we're just outside the Tahoe Blue Bar, so we're at the Tahoe Blue Bar just outside the arena, almost in the shadow of the Gold One Center, and we got the Warriors tonight. It is rivalry night, and we've been giving them the business of late. Need to do it again tonight, Drapes. Need to hit the ground in the second half, so to speak. Need to hit that ground running tonight.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. It's not too early to start talking about tiebreakers and
That's
all of
right.
that, too. Like, you got to hit the ground running, but especially against these guys. These guys went all in. I'm talking about the Warriors on this season. They're trying to win it this season. So they're going to be standing in your way of playoff positioning. This is a massive game tonight. Our boys had a week off. They've been back at practice. They're back together. They're ready to go. But no, we're showing out here. This is what kind of game it is, right? It's a big game, so we're outside here. We need this fan base to show up tonight ready to go. I know it's going to be some Warrior fans in there, but we got to take back our house. This is our house we got to protect tonight.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's unfortunate, and it's just the way it is. Before the break, I'll speak for myself. I know I said, it'll be great during the break. The Kings, they get some time to work on some things. But, the All-Star break being what it is, and this is nobody's fault, they had one practice. They got back together. They did have one day to work on things yesterday. Then they play again tonight. But, that hope that, they'll get all this done to figure things out, that's not the way the NBA works, Trey.
Not the NBA way the NBA works. Think about it. Lakers played on Wednesday, but that was a makeup game.
Yeah.
Usually, I think it's because of the CBA. You can't even get back together till Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they had a nice little meeting Wednesday night. Everybody came back in town, and then they got after it hard yesterday.
Right.
But you also got to look at, Doug Christie talked about it before the All-Star break. His version of what he calls practice is a lot different than what other people call it. Practice can mean a lot of different things. Maybe it's a long walkthrough. Maybe it's a long film session. Maybe it's just getting up shots. And so I'm a trust in Doug. I'm going to put my faith in Doug, understanding and knowing what this team needed to get ready for this stretch run.
It's interesting. These Warriors, they're very optimistic, as you know, Drapes. As you know, dear listener, of course, Jay knows that, because now they got Jimmy Butler and you got Draymond Green over the All-Star break talking about how I think we're going to win the championship. No, wait, I'm sorry. We are going to win the championship. So it's kind of funny that the Kings are opening against that team. We talked to Jerry Reynolds yesterday. He said, wow, that's tough. You got to open the second half against the NBA champion Warriors. So we'll see if they can back that up tonight with a very small starting lineup, Drapes.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what'll be who's starting at center for them. But here's the thing, Whitey. That goes to show you where these two franchises are right now, talking about the Kings and Warriors. For the Warriors, it's championship or bust. Like, if they fall short of winning the title, it's a disappointing season. They put their chips all in on Jimmy Butler, Whitey. Now, for the Kings, I think we're at a point now, hey, let's just get in the playoffs. To me, that's a success, a step in the right direction. And so this Warriors team is desperate. Okay, all right. This Warriors team that's a pretty sweet car right there. I mean, I don't even know what that is. That a Toyota? They're rolling up a cherry red Toyota, it looks like, up here in Doco. Interesting.
Yeah,
Camry.
Is that your car, Mr. Draper?
Come on, big fella. Come
Another
on.
endorsement?
No, my car is parked in a secret, undisclosed location right now. Exactly. So, dude. But no, the Warriors are desperate, man. They're desperate as a franchise right now.
Yeah, I wonder if we can say that the Kings and the Warriors, both these teams tonight, they're tied record-wise. Warriors behind the Kings because of the tiebreaker. But you look at what's going on with San Antonio now with Wemby out, and it basically is 11 for 10. 11 teams battling for 10 spots. Obviously, you'd love to move up as much as you can. The Suns are playing terribly, and we got a long ways to go, and you can't make any assumptions. But I think it's looking really good. If you're worried at all about the play-in, I think it's looking really good as far as that goes.
So the Spurs, in your opinion, they're gone. They're out of it, right?
Think so. And
Even
they
though
won last night.
Went off last night.
I saw that.
In the fourth quarter.
Big fourth quarter.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. And the Spurs are real. I mean, the Suns are reeling right now, too.
Oh, yeah.
They had
8 straight games. They've given up 119 or more points.
They're, despite the moves they made and everything, they're still struggling right now. And so, but is the play-in what we're about right now, Whitey?
I hope
not.
Or
are you saying, maybe, all right, that's the first step, get in the play-in, and then we'll see what happens after that. I'm looking at it, to your point, 11 for 10 spots. All those are good teams in terms of talent. Like, some big-name player is going to miss the play-in, whether it's Steph Curry, whether it's Kevin Durant and Booker. Somebody's going to, and Edwards and them, Kyrie and AD, somebody's going to be on the outside looking in. And I would say this, when you look at the teams we're grouped up with, I'm going to throw Minnesota in that. They're more desperate than we are, Whitey.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it like it is. Golden State, more desperate than we are. Phoenix, more desperate than we are right now. And so I feel like for the Kings, as much as pressure we put on them, as much pressure as is put on them, social media and outside the organization, our situation isn't as dire as some of these other teams. These other teams were built to win a championship this year, and they may come up short, may not even make it into the play-in.
It could be pretty dire here, though, in this sense. If things don't go well, somehow you miss the play-in or you're knocked out early, then I think there's going to be a lot of questions that the organization has to ask and figure out this offseason. I don't want to spin ahead here and start assuming a negative, but there is a little bit of, if it's not desperation, it's close to it, because all of a sudden you've got Drapes, as you know, 2 years ago, the Beam Team, here we go, on our way. And now here we are just a short time later. The coach of that team is gone and your best player is gone. All right, I get all that, but then where are you? How are you going to get to where you want to get to? If this doesn't go well the rest of this year, I think the Kings are going to be staring down the barrel of some of those tough questions. But we'll see.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Fire away.
I hear what you're saying. And I'm a contrarian. If you say the sun is out today, I'm going to be like, well, out there in Loomis, it might not be shining right now. Drapes is going Drapes, bro. Exactly. But let me ask you this. Did the Celtics face dire decisions when Kyrie left, when Kemba Walker got hurt?
Yeah, I think they did.
But they didn't blow it up, though. They kept their core.
Right.
And so then their core was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And then they brought Al Horford back. And so for this organization, does Monty and Wes and them believe in the core of Domas, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan? And if they do, can they make minor tweaks to add to it while keeping it? Doesn't have to be a blow it up if you don't make the playoffs this year, does it?
It doesn't have to be, but I think it's something you look at, don't you? And again, I'm not saying
you look at everything, right?
Yeah,
you look at everything.
I've never heard so many Kings fans, for what it's worth, look at this situation and go, yeah, they need to start over. Because for years and years, the Kings, they made the playoffs. It was great. They made it 2 years ago. Last year, almost made it this year. They have a winning record. And yet there are so many fans that look at it and go, yeah, they're not on the right track. Whether they're right or wrong, I don't know. I've never seen so many fans feel that way about a team that has a winning record before.
Yeah, don't get me started right now on fans. Don't. Whitey, you trying to get me in?
Those are your people.
Here. Nah, but I think it's a vocal minority we're hearing. These are the Twitter bots and the people who are just looking for social engagement, and I'm including media members in that as well. I think the level of frustration isn't as high as it is on social media right now. I think, because we'll see out here tonight.
Yeah, we will.
It'll be jam-packed out here tonight. I look at it, the first game after we fired Mike Brown, the social media reaction said one thing, but the 17,000 plus in the building said another. And so I don't want us to get all worked up over, 100 Twitter users out there. What you looking for, man?
I'm looking for like Steph Curry jerseys.
I see nothing yet. Right?
I saw one over there, but so far, not much.
All right.
Remember before that play-in game last time we were out here, we saw a ton of them walking by.
Yeah, they know not to show up tonight. I mean, we didn't beat them down so much as of late. They're not ready for this smoke tonight.
All right. Are you ready for any Drapes takes?
No, come on, man. I can't. I've been sitting on Drapes take for a week now.
That's what I thought.
I've been sitting on Drapes takes for a week.
Drapes is back, and Drapes takes are back. Drive Guys coming to you from the Tahoe Blue Bar just outside of the Golden One Center to Drive Guys on a Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring the Honda Civic, Honda Accord, and Honda CR-V. Honda Accord wins for a record 39th time. You can see and drive all the new 2025 award-winning models at Elk Grove Honda and see why Honda cars and trucks continue to impress the critics. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
High voltage live boxing action returns to the venue on March 8th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown 2 with 8 big fights on the bill featuring top-level veterans and the best in up-and-coming new names. Scheduled fighters include names like cruiserweights Blake McKernan and Sean Miller. It's a night of great boxing action you won't want to miss. It's Thunder Showdown 2 coming March 8th to the venue at the Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Fight card subject to change. See Thunder Valley website for scheduled lineup.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
He was looking for...
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Kings and Warriors tonight. We're right outside the Golden One. It's the Drive Guys. Kyle Draper's back. And I know we got Drapes takes coming up. Before we get to a Drapes, I apologize to anybody who heard about this yesterday. I don't mean to be redundant, but I got to know if you heard the story that we talked about a lot yesterday involving the possum. Did you hear about the possum?
No, I didn't.
There's a possum in Nebraska that somebody put something outside on their porch, and the possum ate it and got into the house, and then it was like, and the people had to take the possum to the vet, and it became kind of a story.
Okay.
What the thing ate is a Kirkland tuxedo cake. This possum ate
No way.
The whole cake. And tuxedo mousse chocolate cake. Yeah.
Oh, all right. It was
Kirkland. And they had to take him to the vet. But it's a she actually. She was okay.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'll tell you, steer clear of those Kirkland products, golf balls, cakes. No, that's bad publicity for the company, right?
I don't know.
Wow.
And there's a lot of people, their comments on social media were like, "Oh, girl, I've been there." Yeah.
Right. You imagine eating the whole cake. I'm not feeling well either after eating the whole cake. You're right about that.
Probably eat about 3 of those. But, yeah. Maybe after the show. Right now, it is time for the return of Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
All right, Whitey. I'm going to start off like this. Usually I got a prepared script. Usually I got the box score in front of me or something like that. I'm going to just speak from the heart right now. I'm going to just speak from the heart right now to our Sacramento Kings fans. Kings fans, I'm going to say this right now. We got 27 games left to go. The negativity, the lack of optimism, think about it like this, Whitey. If you're Phoenix, if you're Golden State, if you're Dallas with an injured Anthony Davis, are they having the same discussions that Kings fans are having right now? I think not, to be honest with you. Maybe Phoenix is, but Golden State is feeling pretty.
Did you say Dallas? Because Dallas is having some serious conversations.
Nah, but they're seeing what Luka's doing in an LA uniform.
Yeah, right.
And it's like Max Christie is playing better right now than Luka Doncic. They're having some issues, but my thing is this. When I look at this Kings roster, when I look at the team on paper, I can unequivocally say, Sacramento, this roster is better than the 48-win team, than the Beam Team era. I will say this. Should Monte McNair have made some better moves a couple of years ago at the trade deadline? Last year at the trade deadline, yes. But you cannot sit here and tell me, Whitey, right now, from 1 through 15, this Sacramento Kings roster, I'm not saying the results, I'm saying the roster is not better than what it was 2 years ago. You got to at least give me that, Kings fans. So all this negativity is not necessarily about who's on the roster and who's not on the roster. It's all about the results. It's all about, because I'll say this, that 48-win team is not as good as the team we have here. It's just the Western Conferences. No, I can't calm down. Mad Lion and KRS telling me that, because it upsets me that people are jumping off the bandwagon right now, being pessimist right now. And I'll go back to what our boy Jason Jones said on our air about a year ago. He said you have to look at each season as its own individual. You can't, build off of what you did last season, or you don't magically get better just because you're. And so when I'm looking at this Kings team, and is the record what we want? No, of course not. But I'm seeing some pieces here. It's an evolution. Look at what happened with Boston. Check Michael Malone's record in Denver before they actually broke through. It takes time, Kings fans. This is not a microwave society. You can't just throw it in the air fryer. You can't just hit the plus 1 minute on the microwave and expect the championship contender to come out. And so this negativity right now, do I want the team to win? Do we need to hold the organization to the fire? Of course we do. But you cannot tell me as of right now, this roster is not better today than it was last year, 2 years. Hell, Whitey, the last 20 years of Sacramento Kings basketball. This is the best roster this organization has had since the C-Webb days, since the J. Will days, since the Mike Bibby days. So this negativity, man, I'm going to have to sign off on everything because it's pissing me off. I just don't understand it, Whitey.
Let me explain it to you. You had 2 years ago a team that looked like they were on their way up. They were third in the West, and it looked like you had a young core that you could build on. Now here we are, as I said earlier, 2 years later, the best player on that team is gone. The coach of that team is gone. So I think it's fair for fans to look at that and go, all right, what are we doing here? I think that's actually a form of support. Now, if you just come in and say they're terrible, I hate them, they're awful, they're going to lose every game, yeah, that's negativity. But to come in with a critical eye and say, this isn't the way I thought this would go, so where are we going from here? I think that's rational, and I think,
all right.
to a degree, I think it's reasonable.
Well, let's start with the Mike Brown firing.
Yeah.
Let's start with that right now. Where would we be if Mike was still here?
I don't know.
It was going downhill, though. Do we all agree?
I agree.
Like, it was like I was at Disney World.
Doug Christie's doing a good
like
job.
Space Mountain going downhill, baby. And
Doug Christie's doing a good job.
So as of right now, the Mike Brown change to go to Doug Christie seems to be the right move. As of right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
We got to let it play out. The De'Aaron Fox situation. When they traded De'Aaron Fox, how was the team playing?
They weren't playing well.
Exactly.
Well, actually,
Nah. I'm talking about before that. Those few games before they traded
because they had the winning
streak. Go downhill.
Okay.
Though.
All right.
It started. Something happened where Fox lost faith in the organization.
Yeah.
It may be.
Fair enough.
And the organization felt, all right, we should make the move now and try to salvage this season.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're trying to. And so my thing is this, Kings fans. Let's let it play out. Zach LaVine's only been here 6 games. You know what I mean? Valanciunas only been here 3-4 games. Let's let it play out.
Is Zach LaVine? What's Drape's takes? I'm sorry.
Exactly. So my take is this: with 27 games left to go, let's look at it optimistically, thinking, you know what? And I understand people want to be like, well, Drapes, look at the schedule. They got Boston. They got Cleveland. So damn what? We went into Boston and beat Boston without De'Aaron Fox. I don't care who's on the schedule. The Kings are good enough to beat anybody. And I'll say this, Whitey. They've proven they're good enough to lose to bad enough to lose to anybody also. But my thing is, let's let it play out. This woe is me attitude that I feel on social media and driving in, listening to radio, it's like, what are we doing here? We are in the thick of a playoff chase right now. That's my take, man. All right, Jay, that's it, man. I'm fired up. I'm sweaty. I'm pitting out on my shirt. Y'all got me fired up. That Strapes Takes is brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Thank you, Drapes. Good to have you back. Is Zach LaVine, is he like the face of the franchise now? And I'm not trying to trap you.
No, you're not.
I'm asking.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you a conversation I had earlier today. I was at the barbershop. My guy Keith lined me up, laced me up.
Did a good job.
And thank you. He asked me, who's the face of the franchise right now?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's a hell of a question. I don't know right now. Do you? Like, Fox clearly was. Is it Domas now? Is it LaVine? I don't think we know as of yet. I think there needs to be time to let that happen because they've turned over this roster, obviously, bringing in some big names, Valanciunas and obviously LaVine. We need to let it play out first. What if, our boy LaVine plays like he did last time out against New Orleans, drops 32 points the rest of the way? What if he averages 29 points the rest of the way? Then he becomes we got to let it play out. As the guys on TNT said about the face of the NBA, you don't just give that away. Right. Somebody got to go out there and earn it. So somebody has to earn it with these Sacramento Kings right now.
Yeah, but it's just typically a good team this time of year. You look at every other team in the West, and it's pretty easy to go, he's the face of franchise. He is. So there's just a lot of upheaval with the Kings right now. That's what I think the organization needs to be more sensitive to. For a lot of fans, it's like, this was our coach, and okay, he's gone now, and I know they're doing better, but this was the coach of the year, and he's gone now, and the best player on the team is gone, so there's a lot of upheaval there. So I don't blame people for feeling like a little unsettled, and like, what are we doing? I think that's reasonable.
But I think fans are living on the roller coaster that we've been on the last couple of years, and not looking at it as a 10,000-foot view. They're being very micro view, myopic, if you will.
Yeah.
And so if I'm correct, the Sacramento Kings have won 3 out of their last 4 games, if I'm correct. But because they lost that last game to New Orleans, oh, man, woe is me. Every team in the NBA loses games they should not lose record-wise. It's just the nature of it. My thinking is this. The fact that they won 3 out of 4, the fact that they are where they are, considering all the new pieces, this is a third of this roster is different than it was to start the season. And I'm talking about top-heavy talent. I'm talking about Zach LaVine. I'm talking about Valanciunas, throwing LaRavia. I'm going to throw in Markelle Fultz. 4 of our top 8, 9, 10 are different
and
right now.
DeRozan hasn't been here that long either.
DeRozan ain't even been here.
Yeah.
This is an entirely different team from the Bean team. This is an entirely different team from last season as well. And so I get it. we live and die with each loss and with each win. I get it. I understand that. But, man, we still got 27 games. Now, in my opinion, now that the trade deadline is over, now's not the time to be questioning, jumping off ship. Now's the time to say, all right, this is what we have. Let's see what you can do, Sacramento Kings.
Yes, I agree with that. But I do think for a lot of fans, as you said, it's not the Beam team. And for a lot of fans, they love that team. And that team was broken up in some ways, and it didn't ever accomplish anything. And so for a fan, it's like, wow, that was quick. So it's just there's a lot of uncertainty right now.
Well,
from the fan base.
It was broken up because we saw it wasn't as good as the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. Remember, they ran it back pretty much.
Yes.
And so they didn't break it up until they saw the results and said, you know what, this is not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Whitey, not every move works. Not every move a GM makes works. You have to give a GM and an organization time. Think about it like this. I talked about the Celtics. The Celtics struck out on Kyrie Irving. That move failed. The Celtics struck out on Kemba Walker. That move failed because he got hurt.
Yeah.
It took them several cracks at it to finally get the right mix. And that's what I'm saying with this organization right now.
Will we see the king-size combo tonight? That's next year with the Drive Guys coming to you from just outside the Golden One Center. It's a Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. We're looking at mostly sunny skies and lighter winds this afternoon. Temperatures will be a little warmer. Highs will peak in the upper 60s, and overnight tonight we'll see clear conditions and temps in the lower 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Coach Christie here with the Win and Play for you. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right now for low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends and upgrade your ride today or shop FolsomLakeKia.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with the California Army National Guard. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
They're all in fear. They don't seem to want me, but they won't admit I must be some kind of creature if they're having fears. I'm a party house, I'm afraid to come outside.
Kyle Draper's definitely back. We just talked to a gentleman out here by the name of Caleb. He came up and pounded fists with Trey.
You're right, James. My guy, Caleb. Dude, if I would have known we were going to be out here, I would have had the Drive Guy T-shirts.
This was I didn't know till last night.
A little
so
spur of the moment,
yeah,
man. I'm gonna get a few T-shirts for next time.
Yeah, apologies to those who might have wanted to come by. Hopefully, you still can. But yeah, we didn't mention this all week because we did not know. But here we are, getting ready for a big Friday night. It's just so great that the Kings are playing again. It's been a little bit of slow going this week.
Yeah,
right?
how you guys been holding up without me?
Jay's been carrying the show. Yeah, as usual.
What you been talking about, man?
We spent some time talking about all that All-Star stuff,
Yeah, don't get me started.
Spent probably 2 days talking about LiAngelo's performance at the All-Star game.
So you know I was there, right? I was there. I was there.
Okay.
I went Friday night and Saturday night. We drove down Friday night, me and my son. Went Saturday night, and he was so excited for LiAngelo. Like, he was so excited. And I'm thinking to myself, as we're listening, I'm like, is he lip-syncing this? Like, it was pretty bad. And like, I'll keep it real. The whole experience was bad. Even Fan Fest wasn't that good as it was 2 years ago. Slam dunk three-point skills wasn't that good. To me, it was a disappointing All-Star weekend, and I think I'm done going.
Okay.
I'm not taking my son anymore. We're done. We're all done.
But
with
Nick
All-Star.
went, right?
Yeah, he went with
So
it.
he must have been going nuts during the dunk contest because he's a McClung guy, right?
Yeah, he liked that.
That
That's
was
the only
amazing.
thing. That Mac McClung jumping over the car, doing the reverse. That was amazing. You're 100% right about that. But even he was upset at the long breaks in between, all the commercials. Like, to me, TNT put on a horrible product this All-Star weekend. It was all about TNT. It was all about them, sort of patting themselves on the back. And I even thought the fans in attendance were sort of disappointed from the long commercial breaks and all the breaks. It just, the problem with the All-Star, and I know you guys talked about this, it's not about basketball anymore. It's about everything other than basketball. It's about Kevin Hart. It's about YouTubers. It's about streamers. It's about influencers. It's not about the sport we love anymore, Whitey.
Right. And it's not about the fans either. All-Star games used to be about for the fans.
Right.
Now they're not for the fans. It's more an excuse to get more money from the fans. Jay was saying, and you could tell on TV too, they just had that blue light over the stands, which looked pretty empty, and there was just no energy at all.
No energy in the building, nothing. I mean, and me and Nick were pretty far up. I'll keep it real with you. But it wasn't like, even, and I don't want to call this person out, but even the in-game, in-arena host, the Scott Fresh of whoever it was that night, all their jokes and things fell flat. Like, this person was imploring the crowd energy, and nobody was paying attention.
You were booing? Is that right?
No, I was not booing.
Was booing.
I just wasn't cheering. It was pretty. It just was no energy at all. It was very underwhelming, and people pay big money to go to that. Even Fan Fest was overcrowded. Not enough interactive stuff. Like, people want to play basketball. They want to shoot hoops. They don't want to watch this YouTuber sign autograph. Like, I don't know, man. It turned me off, man. Come on,
that's
man.
too bad.
Yeah, Adam Silver got to do a better job, man.
Drapes, honestly, man, I think I said this. This is my 6th time going to one, 5th city, because I went to LA twice. Honestly, where would you rank this? I know you've been to a few, and where would you rank this one?
This was the worst. This was worse than Salt Lake City.
I said
this.
I didn't go to Salt Lake, but I said the same thing. I thought this was the worst one I had been to.
What was it, because of the city, the way they put it on, Jay? I didn't like the Oakland/San Francisco part either. I thought that kind of it ruined the vibe. Like, you couldn't get the vibe of the city from it. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with that. I thought, and I said this to Whitey and to the listeners, I thought it was very difficult to go from Oakland, and the example was my wife went to the HBCU game, and she wanted to come Saturday evening.
Yeah,
they didn't get out of there till almost 5 o'clock, and so Saturday evening started at 5. I also said there was a reporter that covered the HBCU game on Saturday. He didn't get over to Saturday night's festivities to the dunk contest, like right at the end of the 3-point contest, because he told me it took him about an hour and 15 minutes to get across the bridge.
Right.
So I thought that was one of them. They had split cities. The second part of it was, and I'm going to just keep it a buck. And, Warriors fans, and we're going to have Bonte Hill come on. I'm going to talk a little smack to him. They just don't got the sauce like we do at Doco. Like Thrive City just not jumping like Doco. It's not jumping like LA Live. It's not jumping like the Toronto. I can't think of Toronto's spot, but Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have that feel yet. You can tell construction's still going on. Things aren't, it's
very
not
antiseptic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great word.
Yeah.
Great word. And then the third part
go
for
ahead,
me,
Jay.
Drapes, was this. I know All-Star Weekend is corporate event, but damn, the price of these tickets, like Saturday nights and stuff, you're pricing out all the true fans.
Right. 100%, Jay. And I had the media pass, but I also bought tickets for me and my son. And, it's just obviously for the experience and for him the memory to say he went. But, we got down there to the arena, Chase Center, pretty early. Like we were down there because I had to go pick up my credential at like 10 o'clock. There was no buzz. It just felt like a normal
atmosphere
Saturday in San Francisco.
True.
There was no atmosphere. And I guess, the open practice over in Oakland was pretty good. Like, it was vibing and everything like that. But like Jay said, me and my son, we had to choose Fan Fest or go over to open practice because trying to get over that bridge and get back and everything, it just take too long. And he said, let's go to Fan Fest. And so
which was at the Moscone Center. You still had to go a couple of miles away.
Right. It wasn't even near the arena.
The whole thing almost seems like it's an obligation. Like we have to do this because we do this every year rather than something that everyone enjoys. Jerry I don't know what you thought, Jay. I thought he had a really interesting point yesterday. And he said it was Brendan Haywood that came up with this. When Kobe left, people stopped trying in the All-Star game. He said because Kobe wouldn't let him play like they do now. And I had never thought of that.
Yeah.
And Jerry said he hadn't either. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, who's the player that sort of took over that mantle? Nobody stepped up and said, I'm going to take it over. But I will say this, too, and I think Jay has raised this point in the past. And trust me, I place blame on the players as well. But the whole vibe is, like I just said, it's not about basketball. So if the league isn't making it about basketball, why should the players, like if the players got to do all these corporate events, all these sponsored events, all these agent events, the actual basketball is sort of the last thing on their mind. It's to Jay's point, become too corporate out there. Highly disappointed. Fellas, I'm telling you, I'm done with the All-Star game. I am done.
Even in LA next year, you're not going to give it one last
heave-ho? I may go to that one, but I'm not taking Nick. I'm not paying any of my money.
I got you.
I'm not doing that. You know what I mean, Jay? I'm like,
what if Zach's in the dunk contest next year?
Oh, and he might be.
Yeah,
he might be. I'll go check out my guy. Hopefully the Kings will send me. I'll definitely go, but it's become too expensive for the average fan for what it is.
So does Zach LaVine know? Does he know he's your guy yet? Does Zach LaVine know that he's your guy?
No.
Yeah.
I'm Zach LaVine's guy.
Oh, you? Wow.
I didn't tell you what Zach LaVine said?
No.
Dog, dude, this is his second game. Well, first game when I met him, he's like, yeah, I watch you guys all the time. Then he was like, the second or third game, he's like, hey, Traves, just so you know, my dad wanted me to tell you, he always watches you guys. Even if you're playing the Bulls, when he was on the Bulls, he would watch. He's a big fan of yours.
That's awesome.
So I'm Zach LaVine's guy. He's trying to earn his way to be my guy. No, Zach LaVine is 100% my guy, and he knows that as well.
Wow.
He knows that.
So we got to get him a shirt that says Drapes is my guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. That would be awesome. But yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a caller, Jay?
Hold up.
1-800-920-1140.
Hold up here. Hey. We got three people with Warriors gear on. They got sweatshirts. This is 18th birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'll give you that, but
happy birthday.
Hey, this Sacramento, don't be walking up here like you own it, though. Okay, all right.
From Kansas City.
That's a King. Yeah, she's the original King, right?
Yeah.
But they sauntering up like they own the spot.
Yeah, talk mad head anyway. Drapes just said, "What's the hope that Super Bowl then?" Since you want to come up here,
I should have. I should be like, "Fly Eagles, fly" on them, right?
We'll come back, take a look at the likelihood of seeing that king size combo tonight. Get to the phones as well, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. As the drive guys roll on from just outside the Go One Center. Sacktown Sports.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with the California Army National Guard. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. You know I'm a big guy, right, everybody? So sometimes, even my SUV or sedan, I want a little more space. Maybe I want to take the fellas to the football game or to the basketball game. Maybe I want to go golfing. Well, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has the perfect solution. They have a Vans Fleet Center. And they understand your business needs. They understand your personal needs as well. They have a great inventory and a huge selection. And plus, they have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter alongside those reliable diesel options. So if you're looking for a new van just for personal reasons or even for your business fleet, head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And get this, you can take advantage of their exclusive limited time 0% APR financing offer for up to 60 months on select models. So head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbfstockton.com and tell them Drape sent you.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Hey, Kings fans, join us for a watch party and live game night broadcast with Scott Marsh and Henry Turner at Tom's Watch Bar this Friday from 5 to 7 against Golden State. Enjoy 360-degree viewing, surround sound, prizes, and more. Tom's Watch Bar.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Probably shouldn't say anything about this, but I'm gonna. We'll let Alan tell the whole story. But long story short, apparently he was just at Chipotle, and a member of the Kings management came up to him and introduced himself. And kind of blindsided Alan, and Alan wasn't expecting, like, oh, hi, I'm so we've never met. And Alan is right now. He's
Look at him pacing and everything.
There's
on
a
the phone with his agent.
People are coming.
He's like, I don't know what to do.
He was shaking up because he came up here on the steps here. We're at the Tahoe Blue Bar, and he was babbling about somebody. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
I've never seen him this shook up. Like, look at him. I mean,
and I think that's all the gentleman said was just like, we have met.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
I hate you.
And you know he shook up because look at, he's pacing like the whole build. Look at
right. He's pacing, his arms are going up. He's on the phone and he's walking around with his arms flapping.
Right.
I don't know.
If it was just a normal regular, he'd just be chilling.
Yeah.
But he's going back and forth. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is a great day.
So I'm sure he'll have an interesting story to tell if he chooses to tell it on Monday.
Oh, man. All right. Look at it. I feel bad for my guy now. Hey.
He's shrugging.
Look at him. This is awesome, man. Oh, Alan Styles, I tell you. All right.
That's the power of radio, right?
Yeah.
You mind your own business, and some luminary comes up and says, we haven't met.
You don't know. You never know who's listening right now.
That's right.
I mean, think about it like this. Vivek could be listening right now.
I'd be surprised if he's not.
Exactly. You know, they're definitely listening. And so,
just like you probably didn't know it, but you had Zach LaVine's
dad watching
you.
Unbelievable, man. That made my day. When Zach, because Zach was already my guy.
Yeah.
But then when I heard his dad is, thinks I'm his guy, like that's, I've wanted Zach here for the last 2 years.
Yes, at least. Yeah.
There's a reason why, and this is part of it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a big game from him.
I was just going to ask you based on how well he played in the last game against Pels.
Well, because I look at their defense, and I understand they're rated a top 10 defense in the league. But no Wiggins anymore. Like no Kuminga. Kuminga's out. Like in terms of their offense is going to be great. Like Jimmy Butler, who's guarding Zach LaVine, he'll probably check. I would say DeMar DeRozan. I think Zach will have an opportunity for a big game tonight.
I think maybe Moses Moody.
Moses Moody? Okay.
Yeah, Moses Moody is in the starting lineup now.
Yes.
They got 6'2", 6'5", 6'5", 6'7", and 6'6" as their starters.
Who's the starting center? Quentin Post they run it?
Or they've been doing Draymond with Moody and Butler as the forwards.
Forwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But, and as Alan Styles pointed out when I was talking with him about this, Looney tends to play well against Sabonis, so we might see him.
Yeah.
He had to leave the last time they played because he got sick, but he played a lot better than Trace Jackson did.
Yeah, and I remember Trace Jackson. I think the first game against Domas, like as a rookie, he played pretty well. But ever since then, Domas has owned him, like who's your daddy style. And so you're right. We might see Looney because we saw him last time these two teams played. It was like, all right, we're going to go with Looney against Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah. So what do you think? Will we see the king size combo tonight against these smaller Warriors?
Oh, that's a great question.
It didn't look that great last time.
It didn't look good against New Orleans. It was, I thought it, and I said king size combo during the game. I'm like, oh, Doug's, but it was very short lived. I don't know if we see it tonight, Whitey, because I think with Steph Curry out there, do you want two bigs that they can put in action? You know what I mean? That's dangerous against a guy like Steph Curry. And so I doubt it, but what do I know?
Yeah. Maybe when he's off the floor, depending on who they have out there.
Right, exactly. And so, but if I'm Doug, I'm not going away completely. First game, it worked well. Second game, it didn't. We'll see what if he turns to it again it's another tool that you can use if you're Doug Christie. I don't know if that's the matchup I would try to do it.
You know, Drapes, one of the things that's cool to me about the rest of this season, all year long, we've been looking at the standings, and I've been wondering, is it too early to look at this, too early to be scoreboard watching? And now it is not, because it's just 27 games. You know, it's almost March. It's going to be a sprint from here. So every game, as it has been all year, every game matters. But also we'll be checking the scoreboard for the all the movement will be very significant from here on out.
Yeah, and, you know, you listen to players talk, especially guys that have been there, done that. They talk about how All-Star break and coming back, that's when it's game on. You know, that's when the stretch run. And when you look at the standings, Kings only 3 games out of the 6th spot, Whitey. Like, think about it like this. I think the Lakers are too far ahead to catch. So I think, honestly, I think the top 5 are probably set. But 6 through, like you said, 11, all those teams feel like they're in a good spot to, you know, make a run. And so, and the thing about it, too, is when you look at the Kings schedule, outside of Minnesota, I think, they got the Clippers. They got Phoenix. They got Dallas. Like, they play a lot of Warriors, and we face them one more time. We got a lot of games against teams that we're right in the mix against in the standings right now.
Have you ever heard this? I've had 3 different players tell me this, that coming back from the All-Star break, they feel like they've never played basketball before. And I thought that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But I've had 3 different players say, oh, yeah, you take that break, you come back. And this was when the break was shorter.
Yeah. A lot of people think, all right, you come back and then you hit the ground running. And that's not always the case, man. And you could practice, but it's nothing like playing an actual game. And so when I watch tonight, I'm on pre and post tonight, by the way. When I watch tonight, I'm looking at how the Kings respond to that first haymaker, that first uppercut, Golden State. Like, is it going to stun them? Are they going to be dazed and confused? Or are they the ones giving that first uppercut?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, this is a different Warrior team than they saw last time.
Yes, different Warrior team.
Draymond didn't even play in that game, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't play in that last game. And now they got Jimmy Butler. We're a different team. And so I don't think you could draw a whole lot on, like, for instance, I was on KNBR this morning, and they were talking about how the Kings plan to guard Steph Curry now with Jimmy Butler out there. And I'm like, you might not be able to blitz him as much because now instead of, letting Quentin Post shoot or try to beat you or Guy Santos try to beat you, you got Jimmy Butler and Draymond back in the lineup. And so I think when Draymond's there, that's kind of what the Warriors want you to do, right? Double Steph, so then he hits Draymond, and then Draymond can make plays. So it'll be interesting to see how Doug attacks that tonight.
Is Draymond right? Are they contend? Are they going to win the championship?
0 chance, Draymond Green. And I understand you got to stay that. I understand you got to feel like, you still have a chance. All players do, but I just don't see it. They just don't have enough.
That run is over.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Charles Barkley.
Alan, are you all right?
Alan, you want to jump on, or you want to keep this to yourself? This is a safe space, big fella.
Can we?
Yeah, we got him potted up.
Here.
Which one is he?
Get our engineer Jose here. Alan Stiles has been running around here.
Yeah,
roaming around, looking like
you 3.
Yeah,
you got us, Alan. You hear me, all right?
I hear you.
How you doing, Big? But we don't have to tell who you ran into.
Sure.
We did
probably
not
want to tell that. We did mention that you had a meeting. You met someone.
Yeah, I met someone
from management, and
look a little buckled.
No,
I'm fine. I just had to. You know what I mean? Just straighten up your shoulders a little bit. They know who I am. I know who you are. You know what I mean?
Alan, don't do that.
What's up?
What? Get on the microphone and start pumping your chest. No, we saw you pacing back and forth over there.
That's how I talk. That's just how I'm not yelling. That's how I talk.
Gets on there. Hey, this is what we do.
Yeah, I gave him the firmest handshake. Drapes, I was squeezing that thing too.
You shook a little bit though, just a little bit.
A little bit, because I got, just a burrito in my belly. I didn't know what was going on, man. They said,
just came up to you and
we haven't met yet.
You shook him down.
I'm blah blah.
Okay.
Is it someone that might feel like you've been somewhat critical of them?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I said, "Oh, after that, like any more exchange?"
Hey, this is so and so. This is so and so. Hey, Alan. It's just the way he said Alan.
Oh.
The way it was like, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you. And I said, I know you. I know you.
Oh,
so
man.
I saw y'all over there. I'm just.
Now who were you calling though? Who'd you call?
That was wifey.
Oh, that was.
I had to let her know.
You like, honey, pack the kids.
Yeah,
up.
we
might
on
be
the
out
road
of the job.
again.
I know how long this thing's gonna last.
We on the road
so
again.
you know.
We on the road again.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Now you were gonna go home. Are you still going home?
I'm staying now. I'm all in. You can't scare me off. I'm not running off.
He got you off your game. That's what
right.
I hear.
That's
though.
right.
No, you got.
And now the timing is weird. I'm just,
Right,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm all in.
Okay.
I'm all in. The Warriors, they're trying to do whatever they're trying to do, man.
Are you sure your credential's still good?
Well, I gotta see. They might say, hey, you on the, you're 86 from Golden One.
They
I
ain't
might
even
not
gonna
get in.
Validate your parking today or anything.
But I'm saying, Drapes, you didn't feel it because Jose felt the energy before the meeting. Before the meeting happened,
he knew something was up.
Jose said, I feel like we should get on out of here. And they said, before you get on out of here, allow me to reintroduce myself.
So
let me
ask
you.
How did he say your name?
It was just like, hey, Alan, we haven't met yet.
Right. So
we haven't had the chance to meet yet.
Who has the upper hand in case you see each other next time?
I mean, it's him.
He has the upper hand.
I was on the defensive.
Right. Yeah, you.
But I'm going to be on the offense next time.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, Drapes. You sitting there eating and you walking out and my day is done and they on me.
Oh man! All right.
You should have been like, "Hey, good to meet you. How was everything?"
Now, did you
grip him back though?
But see, I didn't want to
give.
See,
but
here's my. I don't want to try. I don't want to try to fake. I don't want to. I'm me. So I give a firm. I'm firm.
Right.
But I'm not gonna some guys overdo it. I'm not gonna overdo it.
No. Give me the handshake you gave him.
That's good.
No, let me see.
Come here.
Not bad.
That's good. What? That's too much?
No. Here, let me show you.
What?
No, here, give me it.
No, that's
that, right?
That's too much, though.
No, you got to send a message.
Yeah, I know. He sent the message to me.
He sent all the messages.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go find him, actually. I want to send him. Hey, give me your hand. Another handshake.
All right. Thanks for
popping. Hey, of course.
It's all going to work out.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just the power of radio. When we come back, how many games will the Kings have to win to finish in the top 6? It's next here from just outside the Golden One with the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagan Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Town Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Thank goodness we have NBA basketball. We have Kings basketball back. Tonight, it's Drive Guys. We have Kyle Draper back. He's on pre- and post-game duties tonight for the Kings and the Warriors. I am a little surprised, Drapes, that we haven't seen more Warrior fans, but there's a lot of people here. Well, there's some Kings fans. Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of jerseys from either team lately. No, not yet. I think people working and Warriors fans probably making it feel. They probably blew all their money on All-Star Weekend. Actually, how expensive that was. And I hope they don't try to take over the arena tonight.
I think they know better now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time they did, they were pretty vocal last time, but then they left early. Remember, we sent the ball pack in. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And they were doing a lot of talking, and then midway through the fourth, they took off.
Yeah, I took some video of that and posted that, and the next thing I knew, I'd lost some of my Bay Area followers the next day.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. We're gonna talk to Bonte Hill.
Yeah, Bonte. What time?
That's at the bottom of the hour, 3:30. Good. Yeah. By the way, Bonte is, I believe, that's the guy Alan Stiles wants to be someday.
Dang,
as a broadcaster.
No, Bonte's doing big things.
He is.
He's doing big
radio,
things.
TV, everything.
Yeah, he's a media mogul. Down there in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And so I got this one guy on Twitter, man, who's just spamming me right now, and I don't want to give him that much love, but he says, "What do you mean the Warriors are desperate? You say some dumb stuff. They got Jimmy Butler. He's a great player. He can help them better. If anyone's desperate, it's your Sacramento Kings." Call me a bona fide cheerleader. I think you've been drinking again, he said.
That's
not right. Dude got 7 followers. I don't know. This is what I'm talking about, though, Whitey, with social media. This guy has a voice on social media, and it's fine, but it's not really like reality. What happens on the phone isn't what is real out there. And so I got to remind myself of that.
I think you're right about the Warriors in the sense of desperation. And I think anybody that's been paying attention to them over the last 10 years can see that.
Right.
They're trying to make the most of Steph's remaining time.
And it's not a bad thing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, your window is closing. It's right now. Like, you got to be desperate. If you're not desperate, if you're Golden State, then something's wrong. Like you said, Steph's window is closing. The Steph Curry era is closing. And so you're trying to extend that as long as you can.
Speaking of Warriors and former Warriors, did you see the back and forth between Tim Hardaway and Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah, I did. Like on social media?
Yeah. Well, I think Tim Hardaway, Mr. UTEP two-step, was doing an interview somewhere, and he said, if I played now, the guy that I want to shut down is Tyrese Halliburton. He talks too much, and he just went off on him.
Yeah.
And then Halliburton said,
tell him the real reason.
Yeah. And I'm
I don't
not
know
sure
if
what
you
it
looked-
is.
Did you look underneath?
Something
and see
about,
stuff?
There's a lot of stuff.
I'm not going there, man, because I don't know what's true and what's not. So I can't-
Right.
But yeah, it's a weird rivalry, right?
It's very weird.
Like,
very weird.
I need to know the backstory. Like,
Yeah.
why the hate so much for Tyrese Halliburton if you're a Tim Hardaway senior? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and one of the stories has to do with Tyrese Halliburton's uncle being one of Tim Hardaway's teammates at one time.
I don't know.
Right? That's one of the
I thought
potential
we weren't
stories.
going to go down there.
That's one of the stories. Maybe.
And Tyrese Halliburton's uncle is my guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, is my guy. I went to college with this guy at Temple University back in the day. Played one-on-one pickup ball with this guy. And so, what's up, big dog? What's going on, man? I love when people come by and visit us out here outside the Doco.
Sounds like he might be someone else's guy too, Tim. Tyrese Halliburton.
Why are you doing that, man?
I'm not.
I'm not. Hey, you could do your own research. You can just look at some of the comments, look underneath if you want more info on that story.
Drapes, the Kings here, 28-27, as of course are the Warriors. So how many games do they have to win to finish in the top 6? Monty Poole did a look at this today because, the Warriors have the same record, so he's actually looking at the Warriors. Yeah. So if the Kings go 20-7, that would put them at 48 wins for the year. And let's see, only once in the past 10 seasons has a team in the West won 48 games and finished outside the top 6. So 47-48 would give them a really good chance based on history and the math. But they'd have to go 20-7 from here to do that, which is
tough.
Doable, but not easy. And the
reach
Clippers
top 6.
right now are the 6, and they're on pace to win 47. So it should take somewhere in there.
Yeah. I don't know, man, because they won 46 and were the 9th seed last year. Think about that, Whitey. How great. 46 wins and you're the 9th seed. 20-7 is difficult. You got a tough schedule coming up. You got a tough road trip at Houston, at Dallas, at Denver coming up. Then you got some Cleveland and OKC and Boston here at home. And so it's going to be tough. But if you told me this team, so 20-7 is 48 wins.
Correct.
I would take 18-9 right about now. You get me to 46 wins, that may still be in playing, obviously, but considering where this team started, if you can get to 46 wins, Whitey, after starting 13-18, I think it was under Mike Brown, 5 games under 500 to whatever it is above 500, 10 games above. That's a pretty good rebound for the Sacramento Kings.
I agree. I also think, obviously, you deal with whatever hand you're dealt, so to speak. But if you can get the 7th or 8th spot, is vastly
right. That's the key.
More desirable than 9th or 10th. Of course, Kings, what were they, 9th last year? They won the first game, and then however you get in there, you get in there. But 7th or 8th would be a lot better, much more desirable.
You get 2 cracks at it, right?
Yeah.
You get 2
You might not even
opportunities.
need
Might
to.
not
is
even.
the thing.
Exactly. And especially if you're the 7th, you get that home game for that first game.
Yeah, let's do
so-
that.
Right. Let's do that. And I think now, before the season, I said 51 wins, and I was talking about, what would be constituted as a successful season. I think getting into the top 8, actually making the playoffs, to me, is a successful season.
I agree
for the
completely.
Kings. You okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about playing and missing it?
Playing,
let's say you're 8.
To me, if you're playing and you don't get into the playoffs, That's probably not.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could make the case that you're better off missing the playoffs and the play-in, better off missing it than actually getting in and getting knocked out.
No,
if you
because
keep your draft pick.
Yeah, your draft pick.
Yeah.
Like there is a small window where you make the play-in, but miss the playoffs and lose your draft pick.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst case scenario.
Right.
But remember, I'm optimistic. I'm pie in the sky today. I'm not thinking about that, Whitey. I'm thinking about getting into the top 8. That's where I think this Kings team should finish up. Because I'm looking at let's call it what it is. Let's look at it right now. AD's out for a couple of weeks. They're Dallas. So I'm gonna move Dallas out. Clippers, they're 5-5 over their last 10. You've not got another game against them. Minnesota,
but they got Ben Simmons now.
Yeah, they got they got Carmichael Dave's guy. But looking at it, outside of Minnesota, Dallas, Golden State, Phoenix, like I feel like we got just as good a shot as all those teams. Let's see how it plays out. But I'm not ruling out a top 6, top 7 for the Sacramento Kings team.
The funny thing about this Kings team, this is true of every team to a degree, but this team, more than I think any other team I've ever seen, when they're playing well, they look like one of the best teams you've ever seen. And when they're playing badly, they look like this team's not going to win any games.
Yeah.
That's always true of some teams, but this team can look so bad.
Right.
And then the next game looks so good. And it's kind of been that way for the last year plus.
Yeah, year and a half.
That's why we say we're on that roller coaster.
Right. Because they show flashes of being a really good team. And then, like you said, they lose to teams they should. Like that loss to the Pelicans the other day. Like not even game to game. Within the same game, Whitey, they can look great 1 minute. And then the next minute, like in overtime against the Pelicans, it's like, what the hell happened? And I get, that's part of the frustration right there. What we need right now more than anything.
Hold on to that thought.
What?
We're right back.
Oh, we got a quick timeout.
The Kings need more than anything from Kyle Draper when we come right back. Drive Guys just outside the Gold One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Miniature golf has been around America since 1916, with the first course opening in Pinehurst, North Carolina, according to Links magazine. Englishman James Barber built a course in his backyard called Lilliputian. A few years later, he built a second course and called it Thistledew. Unlike today's mini golf courses, Thistledew wasn't for children. The 18-hole course was made of compacted sand and clay, making it quite difficult. Today's clown mouths or windmills were nowhere to be found, as the course featured real hazards like rocks, trees, and grass bunkers. 4 holes even required a high-lofted niblick to carry bushes and long grass. Longest hole was 71 feet, shortest was 12. Golf fanatic Thomas McCullough Fairbairn revolutionized the game in 1922 with his formulation of a suitable artificial green consisting of a mixture of cottonseed hulls, sand, oil, and dye. 100 years later, Thistledew has returned to its home at Pinehurst Resort, and guests can play the new Thistledew. Please leave your niblick at home.
He said, I'm not a Kings fan. I'm crushed. I'm crushed, Dave.
No, he had.
Yeah.
You're a Kings fan,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you though. Let's peel back the curtain.
Peel it back.
And we're gonna have Bonte. We had to move Bonte to 4:00. Bonte Hill would be on. At 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
Bonte's big.
Let me ask you this though, because you started working in Sacramento, then you went to the Bay. Like, when you work somewhere, do you have to cheer for the local team?
You don't have to cheer, but you have to be mindful of the fact that most people listening are fans of that team, so you have to respect that. So,
no way.
I've been here.
And you hear this say?
No way.
So I should be looking for the 49ers to do good things, like, cheer, like
You
not
probably
cheer,
should, but that's a lost cause.
Yeah, that's a lost cause.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Now, if I was like, let's say, a Giants fan or a Commanders fan, it'd probably be a little more easier to be okay with the 49ers. But because it's Eagles, that's a kind of a rival right now.
Yeah, but the other thing is you're so,
in
authentic with it, and people, I think, just realize it. And then, fan recognizes fan.
Right.
It's like, okay, that guy doesn't really like my team. But so my thing is, like, I couldn't go when I was in the Bay Area and talk about the Kings all the time. People just like, I don't care
you
about
couldn't
the
do
Kings.
That. Right. And if you come up here and try to talk Warriors all the time,
click.
Or say the beam shouldn't be, it's kind of played out. You can't do that.
Yeah, but I've been living in.
And I'll say this though,
Sacramento
too.
in 1991. So
Really?
I've been here a while.
And I think it's different with basketball because the Kings are all we have here.
Yes.
So, whether it's baseball, if you're a Giants or Dodgers fan, like, you can get away with it more. But when you're here in Sacramento and on Sacramento radio, you kind of have to, like you said, take into account your audience.
Yeah, and if you don't, then a lot of the people listening, in my opinion, it's like they just don't care what you have to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Laker fan. Like, okay, fine, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen
Yeah,
to that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Look at it. You got Warrior security walking around and they're plain clothes. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Good, good.
You were going to tell us. I
Oh,
stopped you
yeah,
mid-sentence.
yeah.
What we need, we being the Kings, what we need more than anything else, Drapes. What do you got?
Well, you set it up. It was like, it's not that dramatic, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that dramatic, but it was a good tease. We need a 7-game win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
A 7-game win streak right now, Sacramento, would shut up everybody. Would quiet what are we, 28-27?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we get to 35-27 with how many games? 17 left? Like, then we're talking, like, we need a nice run. I said it before, we've won 3 out of our last 4. If we could somehow win like 8 of 9, 10 of 11, something like that, the whole narrative will change with this team. Now we're looking at maybe a top 16. And so when I look at this schedule, and I'll pull it up here really quickly, you're talking about playing the Warriors tonight, a foe, a team we're battling in. This is a chance to realistically go up 2 games on them because you have the tiebreaker coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at, as you go down
Charlotte,
the list,
right?
Charlotte, Utah, you should be at Houston. Houston's reeling right now, but that's going to be tough. But you got Dallas also, another team you're trying to make some ground. Then eventually you got San Antonio and the Clippers, another team. Then you got Golden State. Like, these next 10 games, Whitey, can determine a lot if you handle your business. Win 7 in a row, win 9 out of 10, win 8 out of 10, something like that. Now you start getting the tiebreaker against the Clippers, tiebreaker against the Warriors, tiebreaker against Dallas. Now you're starting to do some things.
7-game winning streak would be tremendous. Let me be the realist here.
All right,
I know
let's talk about
that's frowned upon
right.
In this environment, in this establishment. But the biggest worry I have in regards to their ability to do that is defensively right now.
Yeah.
Doug Christie, after practice yesterday, Jay had the sound, and Doug basically said, it's like Rick Adelman used to say, I don't care how it happens, but it has to happen. We have to be better defensively. And we're not talking about top 10, even top 15. The defense just has to be better, though, because you did that New Orleans game.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah, they won 3 in a row, and then they still won 3 or 4 even after that game. But the defense was so bad in that game, it was discouraging. It's got to be better.
It has to be better. And, that was a Pelicans team which was severely shorthanded. No Zion, who always kills us. And what I feel like our problem is we don't have, and there's no offense to Keegan or Keon, Like, we need somebody to say, you know what, CJ, enough is enough. We're going to stop you. And so we're going to make somebody else beat us. It seems like teams, players, when they get flowing, we can't close them off, stop their water. It's like CJ was out there laughing, talking trash, staring at the bench. That's what it's like. It resembled sort of, the Kings team from a few years ago where we didn't have any fight back. Anybody that said, hold up, I got him, I'm going to lock him down. And that was discouraging to me.
Mm-hmm. And that the Warriors are going to bring probably that same sort of intensity tonight. Yeah. By the way, you see our chat right here?
No,
look who's in our chat. Him.
What are you doing, bro? What are you,
Al,
why are you in our? I don't come to your show. What are you doing, man?
It's fine. I was just looking at it and going, oh wow. Looks like somebody did guess who you ran into there, Alan. But that.
Oh
it's
my
fine.
gosh,
it's fine.
Yeah. I guess you ain't got nothing else to do. Like,
he kind of does it.
That encounter messed up your whole day.
We'll have to bring him on the air with us. Here is the sound. This is Doug Christie yesterday after practice, talking about the Kings defense.
It's going to be the biggest area of focus before things kind of resume here.
Always defense, my friend. But at the same time, you got to smooth out the edges, and turnovers not good, bad starts not good. A lot of those are coming from trying to do the right thing, and so I'm totally understandable. But the one thing, as you guys know me, is defense. It has to happen. So I don't know how it happens, as Rick Adelman used to say, it's that it happens.
And that, to me, that gets back around to the conversation that you probably are going to want to find a way to have Keon on the floor more often. Because to me, when you have Malik and you have Zach and you have DeMar DeRozan on the floor at the same time, and I'm a big fan of each of those guys, but it's tough sometimes to get stops with the three of them on the floor at the same time.
What are you going to do, though? Like, and I hear you, play Keon more. Who's playing less?
Well, maybe, DeMar doesn't have to play 36, 37.
So a little bit
Zach's
from everybody.
Playing,
a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there.
A lot of minutes right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you agree with that, or you think that's overstated? That a lot of fans. You talk about how the fans sometimes they get a little, they exaggerate things. But a lot of people now are saying, "Oh yeah, Keon needs to play a lot more." Keon needs to start. Some will say, "I'm not going to go that far."
No, because I hear that, and in practice versus reality, Keon was getting cooked by C.J. McCollum also the other night. C.J. was cooking Keegan Murray also the other night. So our best defenders were getting cooked by C.J. McCollum. That's not just, all right, play this guy more. That'll be the cure-all. You know what I mean? It happens. And then how do you play Keon more? And I'm going back to this Pelicans game.
Yeah.
When Zach is cooking like he is.
Right.
When DeMar is your closer, even though he missed shots that game. Like, how do you pull? Is it take out Keegan Murray? But he's also one of your best defenders. I think it's a sort of a roster problem that they have right now that maybe they'll address. Like, when you need offense, you go with DeMar and Zach. When you need defense, you go with Keegan and Keon. I think that's the kind of thing that Doug Christie is trying to balance right now. It's tough.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had a chance to talk to you about that game, have we? I just realized because you were off the next day.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you have liked to have seen them go to Zach LaVine a little more down the stretch of that game?
Yeah. Because he had the hot hand.
Yeah.
He was, and I understand, and Doug talked about it afterwards. DeMar is the closer. He's hit big shots for this team already. And, when he makes them, everybody's all good. And when he misses now, it's like, oh, you should have did this. That's sort of, Monday morning quarterbacking it. But to your point, Zach is good enough to be a closer too.
Yeah.
He was cooking in that game and they sort of went away from him. And I wonder, Stacey Wegson out there, Kings employee, I wonder when you look at Zach and DeMar and the way Doug coaches, how much of it is free-flowing down the stretch versus how much of it is, all right, I'm drawing this play up for Zach LaVine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's in the players' hands, And DeMar has been a great closer throughout his career, a clutch player. We talked about some of his clutch numbers that Doug is sort of leaving it up to the players and maybe at times. And we also got to, let's call it like it is. Doug is our guy. No doubt about it, 100%.
Right. Yes.
But he's learning too.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you're not going to always make the right decisions. Sometimes you're going to make a wrong decision that you regret. And so this is a learning process for Doug also. Maybe next time it's like, all right, I'm going to call the timeout. Zach has got the hot hand. I'm drawing up something specifically for him instead of sort of leaving it up to the players.
Yeah, it's not an excuse because you have to perform, but he's been handed, I don't want to say an impossible job, but here's your first coaching job. The guy that you're replacing was coach of the year a few years ago. The team's in turmoil. Oh, no, by the way, in a few weeks, we're going to trade your best player. So let's go. Let's turn things around.
Right. In the middle of a season without a whole lot of practice time.
Right.
You know, and
when you haven't been a head coach at that level.
Right.
Before,
Exactly. And you know, we've said it, man. I think given the circumstances, Doug has done a hell of a job, man. Like keeping this thing rolling, keeping this thing together, actually turning this thing around. Let's call it what it is. Like, I think he's done a hell of a job, you know, sort of getting everything to settle down a little bit and keeping us, you know, in the playoff mix.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is clearly the players have responded.
Yeah.
And I know that they had the winning streak, then they had a little a lull there, but clearly the players have responded to what he's been preaching.
Yeah.
Conversation continues when we come back. What is the one area in which the Kings most need to be better the rest of this season? Next with the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect mostly clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures eventually dropping off into the mid to low 40s. Expect light winds and mostly sunny skies on Saturday with temperatures warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Just like in basketball, you need the right team to win. And that's why I recommend Folsom Lake Kia. They got low payments that change the game. And you can always buy with zero down with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you.
There's nothing quite as serene and beautiful as our Sacramento rivers. It's something we can all take pride in. But just one piece of litter can ruin the picture. I'm Alan Stiles from Sacktown Sports. Let's work together to keep our community beautiful and make Sacramento litter-free. Clean rivers don't just mean beauty. They mean healthy fish, safe swimming, and a vibrant ecosystem. So remember, be river-friendly. Every little action makes a huge impact. Visit BeRiverFriendly.net now to be a part of the difference.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business. Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it and will beat any print quote. Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs. No problem. I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens. Totally. I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Thunder
Feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, the Drive Guys reunited. At least we were briefly. Hal Draper's not here right now. He went to get Chipotle, but he'll be back with us shortly. Did he get Chipotle or Jim Boy's? Chipotle? Okay, yeah. So he'll be back with us in just a moment here. Coming to you from almost in the shadow of the Golden One Center with the Kings. Get ready to reopen the season, start the second half of the season against the hated Golden State Warriors. A lot on the line for the Kings here as we get ready for the second portion of the schedule, sitting there tied with the Warriors with a tiebreaker. They're 9th in the Western Conference, and we talked about it. There are a lot of Kings fans right now who, if they haven't lost faith, they're starting to question things a little bit, which to me is not necessarily a bad thing. I think sometimes it's a real show, a true show of support when you question things, say, hey, is this really the way this should be going? And I don't think you can blame any fans right now for looking at this and just wondering, is this on the right track? Given that you just fired your coach, Mike Brown, followed that up with a trade of De'Aaron Fox. And De'Aaron Fox was good last night. Jay, I don't know if you saw De'Aaron Fox last night. They, without Wembanyama, they beat the Suns. And De'Aaron Fox, it was fourth quarter Fox. And that's going to be hard to watch here over the next few years.
Yeah, I guess to some fans, but at the same time, we also got to understand bygones will be bygones. He's moved on, but I'm with you, Whitey. I do think there's going to be some tough situations, and he'll hit a couple of game winners. And, sure. I'm knocking on wood. Hopefully he don't win a championship. I'm just going to hate on him and the Spurs all at the same time. I don't want anybody to win the championship. It's not Sacramento Kings, but you got to tip your hat. He had a great game, and you got to tip your hat and tell him kudos. Right.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much beyond all that as Drapes rejoins us
Where
here.
Drapes go, man?
My bad.
Where Drapes go?
No, here's Jay, how it is. When a guy's hangry, that's not a good show. So I had to go to Chipotle. Was looking for Alan's friend over there. Right. Didn't see anybody. Didn't see anybody.
There's a dead body somewhere.
Right. But yeah,
Alan, that's really cool that the guy, someone of that stature, it's like recognizes you and
and listens to the show. That's pretty good.
What you got, man? What you got over there? You tucking something to the bottom of the barrel? Go ahead and pull it out.
Eat, bro. I got a little burrito bowl.
What'd you get, man? Chicken? I mean? You got the yard bird?
Yeah, exactly, man. Chicken, a little rice in there.
Okay.
Little salsa, if you will.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We're good. We're just talking about again, Drapes, how there are some fans now are questioning the direction of the franchise, and we'll see where things go from here. But it is, I think it's fair for fans to look at this right now and go, I don't know if you saw this, but DeMarcus Cousins, who, by the way, my nephew served over the weekend in some place that the Players Association had rented down there.
Oh, yeah.
My nephew said he was the nicest guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ran into him twice and said he was really, really nice guy.
What was the tips?
But he said,
did you not to cut you off, my apologies. Did you talk to nephew to see what he garnered over the full entire 4-day situation?
I'm ashamed that I didn't.
It's
a great question. I'll see if I can find that out for you, Jay. That's a great question.
Did he tip?
Yeah. There was one player, he said, that guy didn't know what he was doing, and he wandered up on the stage of this place and was like looking for a place to sit, but I won't tell you about who that was. But anyway,
okay.
So DeMarcus Cousins said the Kings, they had this plan to get in the playoffs, and then once they got there, they didn't know what to do. Now, obviously, he's got an axe to grind with the organization, right? So, he does. That's, I would think. If I were him, I would.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get the sense that's one thing that a lot of fans now are starting to wonder about is like, wait, now what? Was this just a team? Are they building a team that's supposed to be in the playoffs every year, or are we actually going to have the courage to try to make a run at winning a championship, which would require tearing the whole thing down?
Right.
I understand that. The more I think about it, I don't want to go through a rebuild.
Right. And I think that's what the organization thinks too. It's like, can we stomach? Because I think fans and some people say, you got to, get draft picks. And like, Whitey, do we understand what a full rebuild is? And there's no guarantee you get it right.
Right.
Like, here's the thing. And we talked about Miami and what they've been able to do. They never fully tore it down.
Mm-hmm.
They've remained competitive and they've had a good run.
They've made it to the finals.
Exactly. Eastern Conference final. Like they've been, and so I'm worried that if we tear it down, do we become Charlotte? Do we become some of these teams that are perennially in the lottery like we used to be?
Yeah.
And then we don't get back up. And so I think about it like this too. We got a beautiful building. We got all these great stores here at DoCo. If you're an owner, you want to keep this thing going. You don't want to bottom out. You don't want tickets. You don't want Kings tickets to be sold in Costco like they usually 2 for $1 and things like that. You're trying to stay relevant here. And so I get it, man. And think about it like this. If you're Monty and Wes and Paul and those guys, if you tear it down and bottom out, you probably ain't going to be here to see it built back up.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, you're almost making moves to keep your job. Bottoming out might not be according to – think about Sam Hinkie with the Philadelphia 76ers,
right,
the process,
right.
if you will. He never got to see the process fully play out.
And even after he left, how many championships have they won?
0.
And where are they now?
Exactly.
You got Embiid going, yeah, it's my knee. I'm
They got
never
several
going to be where I was.
high-priced guys that aren't even going to make the play-in tournament right now.
Yeah. So is the answer then that the Kings are trying to win now while at the same time accumulate enough assets where they can get better? It's like rebuild on the fly, rebuilding without tearing it all down. I think that's what they're trying to do. I think it's very difficult, but I think right now, to me anyway, it's more palatable than tearing it all down and then hoping you get it right in 4 years down the road.
I agree. And here's the thing. What the team looks like today and the options that are available today may not always be what's there tomorrow. Meaning, you look at Oklahoma City. How many times did they rebuild, Whitey, or sort of retool from the KD James Harden to the Russell Westbrook CP3 to Russell Westbrook Chris Paul? Paul George, and then finally they hit the lottery with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Maybe, and I'm just saying this, who knows what'll happen? Maybe our Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Paul George deal comes up this offseason. The next, we don't know.
Yeah. Now, my opinion, I said this yesterday, I think it would be great if somebody with the organization would lay this out at some point for the fans. Here's where we are. This is what we're doing. Now, we talked to Jerry about this yesterday. Jerry said, that sounds great, but he said, one time I was the head coach, and then they hired Bill Russell to be the coach, and he said, I didn't even know. They didn't even tell me. So you just, you don't always get these explanations of things. But I think that would be nice. Or maybe we just have to figure it out for ourselves, and maybe the way they play between now and the end of the year is going to answer a lot of those questions, not just for fans, but for the organization.
Yeah, and it's interesting because every organization, every front office is different. Some front offices, like, when I was in Boston, Danny Ainge was on the radio once a week answering questions, telling, ownership was out there once a week on the radio talking, and Golden State, Steve Kerr is on every week. And so, but then some organizations, like, I don't hear Sam Presti and OKC on the radio all the time, and that's how sort of, who's the guy running Sixers right now? Daryl Morey. I don't see him front and center all the time, holding weekly press conference. And we got to remember that's who Monty came up under as well, Daryl Morey. So Monty operates differently than, let's say, what they do in Boston or Golden State. It is what it is.
We may have answered this already when we talked about the need to be better defensively, but as the Kings get ready to open what we'll call the second half of the season, what is the one area in which they need to be better the rest of the year, in your opinion? If there's one above everything else, like, do you better be better in that, or you can forget about it?
I mean, like you said, defense is probably the biggest part, I think. I'm going to go defense. I was going to say three-point shooting, that kind of thing. But I think defense, I'll throw another one at you. Consistent rotations, meaning an understanding of who you have, what they can do, and how you will use them going forward. Meaning, like, I still feel like we're in the learning phase, the discovering phase of this roster. I think we need some continuity at some point where we just get into a rhythm, a flow of, all right, this group, like Doug is still trying to figure out who plays well with each other, Whitey, on the fly here.
Right.
And so I think some continuity, obviously better defensively, but some continuity with the lineups, the rotations, the groupings would help as well.
I agree with you on defense. I think everybody, for the most part, would agree. But this team, they're not an especially skilled team defensively. So you have to do whatever you can to paper over the weaknesses. So, and we've seen it already, a lot of zone, trapping here and there. But I think the better the offense is going to be, they can get out and get in transition, it's going to take pressure off the defense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's, I know a lot of people have said, the defense doesn't matter as long as they're better offensively.
Right.
But it's not baseball. In basketball, it goes hand in hand.
Right.
And when the half court bogs down, like you've seen it on that road trip.
Yeah.
Whether it's because of unfamiliarity, whatever it is, and you give up a basket, then you're in the half court where you're not very good and you're missing a shot. Then all of a sudden it starts to snowball the other way. So they have to be able to be better in the half court to take pressure off of that questionable defense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that. They got to be better, not only in transition, but in the half court too. Like the turnovers have been an issue.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden now, they're coughing it up. Like Tic Tacs out here, the way they're throwing these things around. And so, oh my gosh, this dude, right? Hey, bro, nah, man, come on, Lakers and Celtics. This guy got a Rondo jersey on, and his girl got a Lakers shirt on.
Yeah,
come on, bro. That's blasphemous. That's Yankees, Red Sox. Come on now. And he's walking around smiling and everything. No offense. I had to stop. You rarely see Lakers
no
and
offense.
Celtics.
You seem pretty offended.
No, you can't do that. That's like Bird and Magic hanging out. Like, they would have never.
Oh, I see that the two of them are together.
Yeah, they're together.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I don't care that they're here.
I see.
But Lakers and Celtics walking hand in hand?
Yeah.
Come on.
You need to sort that out before you go out in public.
Right, exactly. Yeah. All right, honey, it's your day. We'll support the Celtics. All right, honey, it's your day. We'll support the Lakers. You can't be walking around Lakers and Celtics.
Speaking of the Lakers, a lesson for the Kings and a Laker win last night is next. Drive, guys. Golden One Center, Sacramento Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Fedorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect mostly clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures eventually dropping off into the mid to low 40s. Expect light winds and mostly sunny skies on Saturday with temperatures warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Coach Christie here with the win and play for you. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right now for low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends and upgrade your ride today or shop FolsomLakeKia.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? What do you mean? Does it not look good? It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous. I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Triad Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Kyle Draper's back with Stretch Bergmeyer coming to you from the Golden One.
Stretch.
Stretchy B.
I did hear about that. I heard
you did?
about that. Yeah. I was going to call you that, and I just totally forgot.
Did you happen to see the video of Zach LaVine and Jonas Valanciunas at shoot-around today?
No, I didn't see it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, Sean Cunningham had a little bit of that. For some reason, Zach LaVine decided he was just going to mess with the big fella a little bit, and he goes up and starts, squares up with him. And Valanciunas just, with a superior reach, it didn't take him long to wrap him up. There's the punch, the jab from LaVine. He squares up Valanciunas with hands overhead. And watch how quickly there's a little jab. Valanciunas with the big sweeping. Got him.
Got him.
Wrapped him up
in the bear hug.
Yeah. Night.
You see the size difference between those two?
Yeah.
Like, Zach LaVine is an NBA player. He's tall. Valanciunas just swallows him up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a mountain of a man out there.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. LeBron last night scored 40 at age 40. The Lakers won a game last night against Portland, even though, and I'm going somewhere here as it relates to the Kings, even though the Lakers were 9 for 32 on threes, that's 28.1%, 24 turnovers for the Lakers, including 11 from LeBron, and they won the game. How do you do that? Coach Redick said there's actually only one cheat code in the NBA, and that's playing hard. If you play hard every night, you have a chance to win. If you don't play hard every night, you're probably going to lose, end quote. And we know that every coach of every team on every level wants his team to play hard, but clearly Doug Christie wants that to be a big part of the Kings' identity going forward. It's hard to do when you're not sure when you're not on the same page, but that's an absolute key to having some success.
100%, man. And think about it, and it's hard. 82 games is hard to bring it every night. We understand that. But a lot of times, like JJ, you just look at the team that's getting the 50-50 balls. That's, coming up with the steals, the deflections. The team that looks like they're playing the hardest, they usually win. And, I always go back to what Rick Pitino said. All right, Alan, Well,
See you,
let's see
Alan.
Alan Styles. All right, big fan. All right.
Say hi to your friend if you see him.
Right. Give him a Christmas card or something this year. Jeez. But no, Rick Pitino would always say the more talented team will win if they play hard. When you're a more or less talented team, the reason you win is because the more talented team, they're taking it lightly. And here's the thing. The Kings are not good enough to just show up and win on talent. They aren't, they can't roll out the 2015 Golden State Warriors, 15-16 Warriors, 73 wins. They don't have a super team. And so to Doug's point, you got to get these, as talented as Zach is, as talented as DeMar is. Can you imagine if those guys, and I'm talking about the entire team, the effort is there every single night, the talent is going to win out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, Whitey. I thought that was an issue under Mike Brown last year. Yeah. And not a criticism for it. Like, there are certain nights where it was like, just the effort wasn't there.
Well, he talked about it repeatedly how they're not doing what we want them to do.
Right.
Attention
Exactly.
to detail.
Right. And so, and I thought last year, and we had talked about it, they felt 48 wins, making the playoffs, we've arrived. And they lost that edge going into it the next season.
Yeah, they did play with a sense of entitlement at times.
Yeah,
last year,
exactly.
When they hadn't done anything.
When they really hadn't accomplished anything. And so how do you get back that edge, that chip on your shoulder? We were talking about it, and I was talking at the barbershop as well about it. Like, how do we get that? This is our home. When you walk in, you're not coming in here, expecting to get a win. Like, we need that sort of chip on the shoulder. And I will say this about Doug, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight for a team to sort of resemble and take on the coach's personality. Like, it takes time to happen. You got to get the players to match the coach and all this. And so it'll be interesting to see how this season finishes out. And will Doug actually get the head job? And will the roster mirror the kind of team he wants to have?
I think it would take an almost complete collapse for him not to get the job, because he's done well so far. And also, in my opinion, ownership in the front office have so much equity in Doug Christie. They went with him, and they, they replaced a guy who'd been a two-time coach of the year. If you were to move on from Doug Christie, it would almost look like, wow, you didn't really know what you were doing.
Yeah.
So unless they lose every game, I think he's going to get the job.
No, I'm with you on that.
And I think he should too, by the way.
Well, think about it. He's won 62% of his games, Whitey. And his star player got traded. Like, he's doing all this without a training camp, without practice, without, trying to institute new guys. And I'm not saying he's the next Phil Jackson or anything like that. He's not Popovich or anything. But to your point, he's earned the opportunity to get a full off season and a full training camp.
Mm-hmm. I hope that Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan see this as an opportunity to show that their failures in Chicago, and they were both all-stars one year. I'm not saying they were terrible, but the team didn't do much. And I'm hoping they see this as an opportunity in some ways to make good on that. I'm just hoping that's how they look at it. I hope they bring extra intensity to their time together here in Sacramento. I would love to see them play as if they had something to prove. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't feel that way, but I would like to see them bring that level of intensity the rest of the way.
Yeah, I would imagine both of them felt unfinished business out there in Chicago.
I hope so.
Like,
yeah.
You know what? We didn't achieve everything we could have or should have out there, and bring that hunger. And now it's a second opportunity, a second chance here in Sacramento.
Do you know everybody that walks by here, by the way? Are these Kings people or everybody that walks by?
No, I don't know that guy.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it's crazy, man.
I guess people know you.
Yeah, people know me. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a friend. I'm approachable, Whitey.
That's right.
I'm friendly. You know what I mean? Give the head nod to people, the point to people, and everything.
My guy.
Say my guy. May not know your name, but I know you're my guy. That's how it happens. Man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Where were we?
So Zach, we're talking about Zach,
Zach
and DeMar DeRozan, and a chance to make good on what they couldn't quite finish or get done in Chicago.
I think the question with them becomes, how good could that duo be? How far can they take you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And You
that
mentioned,
guy didn't wave back at you, did
he waved first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
'Cause when I
He
looked
waved
over, he
first.
wasn't even looking
No,
at
he
me.
waved first.
Okay.
He gave the little, and then I gave the, come on, Whitey, come on now. I don't just wave to people and usually they say what's up back. But no, like, are they a good of enough 1 or 2 punch or throw in Sabonis 1, 2, 3 to make some noise in the Western Conference? I think that's ultimately what it boils down to. And I think so. When I look at other teams in the league, and I'm talking about the Western Conference right now, Whitey, obviously OKC's better. Denver's playing better. I know I've been hard on Denver. I'm going to give them their love. They've been playing lights out as of late. But Memphis, Houston, the Lakers, like when the Kings are at their best and when they're finally like, I give them a puncher's chance is what I'm saying. Are they better than them? No. Record shows you they're not. But are we that far away from the Lakers at 5, the Clippers at 6? I don't think so.
My fear is that, going back to Forrest Gump, when you can't defend at a high level, every game is a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. It's possible, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this next week or so how much traction they get defensively and where they can go from here. We haven't even talked about, to me, the most interesting guy on the team right now, which is Markelle Fultz. I'm sure we will get to that.
Yeah.
Bonte Hill's coming out. He's your guy?
Depends on the day.
All right.
Depends
Bonte
on the
Hill,
day.
Warriors TV pre- and post-game host, joins us next to preview Kings and the Warriors. It's all coming up with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line, golf, Tiger, Rory, and more. The best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line, golf, Tiger, Rory, and more. The best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business. Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it. And will beat any print quote. Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs. No problem. I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens. Totally. I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Is your garage door stuck in the winter blues? Well, February is the perfect time to give it some love. Jason Ross here to tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And they're here to keep your garage door running smoothly. This February, they're spreading the love with their Sweetheart Special, $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. Now, the experts at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento provide fast, reliable service that's always on time and always done right. From squeaky hinges to full door replacements, they've got you covered. So don't let your garage door be the heartbreaker this season. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate. You can get in touch with them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, opening doors to your home and your hearts this February and all throughout the year. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
The huge President's Day sale is on at Maida Chevy, Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Save $10,250 off MSRP after rebates on new half-ton Silverado LT after rebates with over 50 in stock. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $10,250 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
I'm George Washington, and I approved this message. Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. 5 to the Silver, Mustang 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hello, I'm Frank Hopper with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Based on the recently released Federal Reserve meeting minutes, the Federal Reserve is holding rates steady for now and unanimously agreeing to keep rates unchanged after their 3 rate cuts in 2024. The reasoning, inflation isn't coming down fast enough. The new potential tariffs from the Trump administration could make these goals even harder to achieve. While Fed policy is less restrictive, officials want more proof that inflation is under control before lowering borrowing costs further. They are keeping a close eye on the economy, labor market, and especially price pressures before making their next move. 60% of a majority of economists don't see the first rate cut in 2025 occurring until March. Interest rate futures are pricing in only 1 rate cut in 2025. For now, borrowing costs remain unchanged, but with the shifting policies, potential tariffs, and economic uncertainty, all eyes are on Washington and the Federal Reserve's next moves. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
And we're seeing a few more jerseys outside Golden One as we get ready for the Kings and the Warriors. There's a very nice throwback Mitch Richmond jersey.
Oh,
I
just
saw
Kings or Warriors, though. Kings or Warriors.
It's a
okay.
Kings.
All right.
Yeah,
He represents.
I just saw some poor kid with looked like his dad, and the dad was in a Draymond jersey, so the kid had to wear a Warrior jersey. That's almost child abuse, isn't it? I mean, you kind of forcing that on your kid.
On your kid,
Yeah.
a little Draymond action there.
Yeah, it's big brother versus little brother, and the Bay Area is a big, big market. And our next guest, he's the king of Bay Area media. He's a big big TV star doing what you do for the Warriors. Only he doesn't do games; he does pre and the post. And of course, he dominated the airwaves and the radio there for a long time. He still does some radio stuff. My friend, your friend, are your friend? Or
Yeah,
not?
he's my guy.
Okay,
He's my guy.
Bonte Hill, how are you, Bonte?
Whitey, I'm doing great. I'll let you know, I miss you, Whitey, the other guy that you work with, man. I could have gone through this Friday without speaking to him or hearing his voice, but here we are. When Jay hit me up and said, hey, come on the show. So I'm doing the salad for my quote-unquote friend, Kyle Draper.
No, you're doing it for me, Bonte. No, it's for me. It's for me. Just put it for me and Whitey. Stretchy B.
Hey, fellas. Hey, Bonte's a company man now. He's a corporate man now with NBC. He got that NBC backing, so he ain't going to talk any more trash anymore. He's going to keep it PG. We ain't going to have the unfiltered Bonte anymore. He's a corporate man now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Bonte.
You know what? Go ahead, Whitey. Go ahead. I got something for that, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I always really appreciated the fact that after, that playing game last year, you didn't have to do it. You came on the air with us. And Drapes did a good job, but he laid it on pretty thick. And that was you were a real pro. You're a real gentleman to do that time, Bonte. Good for you. We appreciate it.
Well, Whitey, see, when you've been a little brother for so long and you have nothing but Summer League championships to look at, the C League up there at Dakota One Center and California Classic championships, or hey, we made the Emirates NBA Cup quarterfinals. Well, you got that going on. You don't get two up over a playing game. That's the difference between Sacramento and the Golden State Warriors and Kyle Draper and Bonte Hill. The Kings got blown out the next night in the play-in tournament. They didn't even make the playoffs either. So their claim to fame is, hey, we kept the Warriors from going to the playoffs. Well, race the banner just like you did on January 23rd when you beat the Warriors by 30 at Chase Center. It's all good. There's levels to this, though. We're thinking big down here. You guys are thinking, man, maybe if we get this 9 team the home game, then we can advance and maybe sneak into the playoffs as an 8 team. No. We think big down here in the Bay Area. I'm trying to get Kyle Draper to implement that up here in the 916. Think bigger,
Listen to you, Bonte. Dude, let's be honest. So, your biggest rival is Sacramento because we bring out the best in you. Like this Bonte Hill I'm listening to, when y'all play the Lakers, you don't come with this smoke. When y'all play the Cavaliers or Boston, you don't come. We bring out – I will say this, though. I'm here at Doco. We outside the arena, Bonte, and I'm watching it. There's a few Warrior fans out here, and I don't know about you guys, but when I see Warriors fans walking around with their fresh Warriors gear on, I'm like, they're like the basic level of fandom. You know what I mean? They're like the Panda Dunks of fans. Everybody, they're the Panda Dunks, Jay, of fans. It's like they got their freshly minted Steph Curry jersey. Have some originality, if you will. Dare to be different, Bonte. You got a bunch of bandwagon fans out there, man, that ain't never been to the original Oracle back over there in Oakland. You got some fly-by-night Johnny-come-lately fans.
Generic fans.
They're the Walmart version. They're the generic version. You can't even get the real version of the Warrior fans out here, man. These basic fans. This kid was 9 years old wearing a Steph Curry jersey. Bro, come on, man. Be an individual, young fella.
That's smart. That sounds like a smart kid. He knows what's up. He knows who the God is around these parts in the state of California. So, look, we got bandwagon fans. There's no doubt Laker fans have bandwagon fans. Cowboy fans are nothing but bandwagon fans. You could be from Seattle, Washington, and be repping the Star. How? I have no idea. But that comes with the territory when you dominate. But the real recognizes the real. And the real Warrior fan knows that it's go time tonight up there at the Golden One Center. And right now, the real Warrior fan knows that they're 0 for California this season. They haven't beat the Lakers or the Sacramento Kings. 0 for 8. CJ's, I'll give you that for the little program you're going to do on NBC Sports California. All right, there's a little nugget up for you. The Warriors are 0 for California this season. So more so than anything, it's time to snap this 5-game losing streak to the Sacramento Kings and beat their ass for once, all right? No more.
Let me ask you.
That's nice. He's producing for you. He's giving you information.
I'm going to use that for sure.
Kings once and for all and keep you guys in your place and let you guys know it's a different team with Jimmy Buckets.
I will say this, and my guy Patrick Johnson on our YouTube chat says, you never see a Warriors fan in an old jersey. I don't see a throwback Warriors jersey.
See one Donald Foyle jersey nowhere.
Right. I don't see no Donald Foyle out there. Come on, man.
Patrick O'Brien or nothing.
Right, no Patrick O'Brien.
There's Mullins out there. There's some Joe Smiths out there. All right, there's
two Currys
jerseys out there. I mean, there's some Steph player Warriors jerseys up there. All right, stop it. There's some Chris Mullins and Barry Davidsons and Stack Jack. You may even see a W.
No, we don't see it up here.
Warrior fans,
we don't see it up here.
Royal fans,
we don't see it. What we got right here? Curry. Come on, man. At least Laker fans, I see some Magic Johnson back in the day. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy. Where's your history at? Give me an old school Wilt jersey or something, big fella.
Well, you get the Wilt jersey, but I mean that was back in the '60s, right? The '70s and in the
it's like
entire
Warriors
80s.
basketball started in 2015. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, it kind of did start with the We Believe because in '94 to '07, there was nothing to brag about. We were, hey, look, Trace, I was the guy complaining about not being in a big studio back in those days. I was the guy complaining, when are we going to get an NBC game, a TNT game, a primetime game? That was the Warriors for so long. So I've been in those projects. But when you move out the projects and you get to the suburbs, who the hell wants to go back to the hood, Trace? I like it up here on top, man. Get to keep our feet up. Sun is shining. We're sipping lemonade. We're on top of the league. The team is worth $9 billion. And you know what? The Warriors are thinking big because you heard Draymond Green's guaranteed trades. And when he starts guaranteeing teams, you know he means business. And he's going to be roaring, barking, pockets and Tobias Sabonis. He's going to be ready to roll, man. Because they know what time it is right now, Trace.
Let me ask you.
And it's time to make sure the beam doesn't get lit. Because I'm telling you, man, I heard James complaining All-Star Weekend. You know, my PG&E bill is high today. I said, we got to start losing more days up there. Like that damn beam up there, charging everybody these prices in PG&E. We're only getting taxed 42% out of our check, for crying out loud. So our job tonight is to keep that beam off and save some money in your pocket, man.
Bonte Hill with us. Yeah. Let me ask you a semi-serious basketball question. How does Jimmy make the Warriors better, and how much better does he make them?
Well, I don't know how much better he's going to make them because we still have to wait on Kaminga when he returns, which could be in 2 or 3 games. But what he does differently than Andrew Wiggins is, first of all, he got a bigger guy. He's got 30 pounds on Andrew Wiggins. So he's able to manufacture points in the paint, which the Warriors struggled at. They're last in layup conversion. They were last in free throw percentage as a team. They still are. But Jimmy Butler helps because he gets to the free throw line. He's averaging over 10 attempts during his first 4 games to go to St. Warriors from the charity strike. So he slows out the game, allows the Warriors to get into their half-court defense. So he's manufacturing points in the paint, getting to the mid-block, and creating for others. All of a sudden, Brandon Pajitsky's playing well since he returned from injury, and his game has risen to another level since Jimmy Butler has arrived. Also, Moses Moody is getting wide-open threes, and the connection Draymond and Jimmy Butler have defensively has already helped to go to St. Warriors. But one area of concern since Jimmy has arrived is the point-of-attack defense. They need somebody to keep these guys out of the paint. Damian Lillard dropped 38 on him without Giannis. Kyrie Irving dropped 42 on him without Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively III, and P.J. Washington. Kobe White had his way in Chicago against the Warriors, and the Warriors were actually down 24 in the third quarter of that basketball game, and then Stephen Curry had to go nuclear. So the point-of-attack defense is still a concern with Jimmy Butler, but at least offensively, he makes them a little bit better. So when the shot clock does break down and they don't have anywhere to go, they have a guy, Jimmy Butler, who can draw a foul, get to the free throw line, or get a tough bucket inside. So how much better will he make to go to St. Warriors? He at least makes them better in clutch time. But unfortunately, we haven't seen the final product to go to St. Warriors because we're still waiting on the return to Jonathan Kaminga, who's missed the past 21 games with a sprained right ankle.
Let me ask you this, Bonte. When you do your pre and
the
post
way you
game,
say it, like
Bonte. when you do your pre and post game show, how much of your talking points comes directly from Joe Lacob? Like, how much of what you guys actually talk about come from Joe Lacob? Because that infomercial you guys do in your pregame show is kind of disgusting, man. Keep it real with me, because I know you're an honest guy. How much of it comes from Raymond Ritter feeding you those talking points?
Hey, listen, Drapes. You never heard me speak French on the DC Sports Bay Area. And what I mean by French is we. Us, we. Now, if I tune over to NBC Sports California, Drake was walking to the studio with purple and black on. Talking about, I'm going to play in the Sacramento Kings. Vivek is tight. I just text with him right now, so I don't know about this payroll stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one driving the Mercedes-Benz. That's Kyle Drake. I'm in the Ford. Drake is in the Benz. So
hey, Uncle V signs my checks, baby. Uncle V signs my checks. That's the difference. He signs my checks.
Hey, listen. If I was on that Laker payroll, I'll brag about it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a check from a billionaire owner. But you know what I'm saying? These talking points is just good knowledge. You know, sometimes people are just blinded by the truth. And what we do on Warriors pre- and post-game live is just tell the truth. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. And it sounds like Trace is one of those guys who can't handle the truth.
Bonte, you're awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah. Bonte, what did you think of how the Kings did in the De'Aaron Fox deal?
I was shocked that Stephon Castle stayed in San Antonio. I really was. But Rich Paul kind of screwed everything up for Sacramento. And once you lose leverage, which is why I understand Nico Harrison. Now the deal doesn't look great for Luka Doncic, trading away Luka for Anthony Davis and Max Christie. But I actually like the deal for Dallas initially and the way they went about their business, because once things start leaking, you start to lose less and less leverage, or you start to lose leverage, and all of a sudden the value of your player is diminishing. All of a sudden, you're not going to get the first-round picks that you were looking for or searching for your star player. So once Rich Paul and Clutch Sports got involved, it really ruined what Sacramento could do. Now, you get Zach LaVine, who I think is a fine player, a borderline all-star who's having a career year from the three-point line. You did as well as you could have done for a disgruntled superstar who wanted out of Sacramento. And it really is sad, because I thought De'Aaron Fox was going to be a lifelong King. I thought he was perfect for that town, that city, that organization. So I think you did as well as you could do for De'Aaron Fox, because, originally I was like, wait, why is it Stephon Castle in the deal? Where's he at? But, once you lose leverage, San Antonio could just say, hey, we don't need Fox right now. We'll just wait. He's leaving anyway. He's not going to re-sign with you guys. So you kind of didn't have any options there. So you did as well as you could do, in my opinion.
Hey, Bonte, when I look at you guys, and I know about Jimmy Butler. I know about Draymond, Steph, obviously. But tell me about some of these other guys, the Quentin Post of the world, the Guy Santos. How key are those guys and what they can do to the Warriors' success?
Well, they got to play their role, right? And it's a good question, Jace, because Quentin Post is that space five, that stretch five that they've been looking for, right? Especially if you're going to start Draymond Green, you need somebody opposite of him in that front court who can space the floor. Every time you see Looney and Draymond together, we saw this in the first-round series a couple years ago between the Warriors and the Kings. That two-big lineup just did not work. There wasn't enough spacing on the floor, and it allowed Sacramento to double-step off of every screen. It allows Sacramento forced the Warriors and Klay Thompson to be turned into a playmaker. And that really did the Warriors in as they fell behind in that series 0-2. So having a stretch five next to Draymond Green, Quentin Post is 24 years old. He played a lot of college basketball. He's not your prototypical rookie where he's coming out 1 year after college or straight out of high school. He had 4 years of college, and he was an all-ACC defensive team member, and he can hit that three. So he allows Draymond to play his normal position while stretching the floor. Now you bring in TJD, he's going to attack the rim. He's going to pick him. He's going to pick a roll all day long. And then Looney is a role widely vet who knows where to be defensively. And I think you'll see a lot of Looney tonight against Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah.
Guard him on that mid block, be a physical with him down low. So that allows those guys to kind of do their thing and their role. And Guy Santos is just hustling all over the place. He gives the Warriors energy. He's deflecting passes in the half court, which could disrupt the half court offense offensively. He's getting deflections. He's stealing the ball. He's jumping in courtside, and he can hit the open three. So that's a godsend for Steve Kerr. Now you got two bigs who can go out there on the perimeter and hit the three, and then you get Pajinski, who's helped connect to the offense. He's getting everybody involved. And Moses Moody scored double figures in 13 of his last 15 games. So he's finally starting to get the reps and the playing time that he's been seeking during the senior with the Golden State Warriors, and he's played his best basketball during the course of his 4-year career right now. The Warriors need it. So those guys have benefited from Jimmy Butler, and actually the spacing that Stephen Curry provides as well, that gravity within the half court. So those guys are very important. If they play well, the Warriors are going to win a lot of basketball games here over the final 27.
All right, speaking of the final 27, Bonte, see if I can find some common ground here, because obviously Kings Warriors have the same record. The Kings have the tiebreaker currently, so they're ahead of them, but they have the same record. So we're looking at the rest of the conference. What teams in the West right now do you think are going to rise or slide the most between now and the end of the regular season?
Well, that's a great question, Whitey. I've been looking at this a lot here. So I think Denver's a player. Denver, with the way Jokic is playing, the Jamal Murray seems to turn on that activator, that playoff activator, where he just goes to another level. It's like, where's this dude at all regular season? So I think Denver is going to rise and snatch that 2 spot. I think Houston's going to slump because the lack of shooting that they have. They're going to hustle. They're super athletic. They're a fun story. Ime Udoka's going to have them prepared. But when you can't shoot in this league, that's going to do you in. And the Warriors, out of all teams, have held them under 100 points 3 times this season. So I think Houston's going to fade. Now, will they fade out of the top 6? We'll see. One of the LA teams I think are also going to fade. It's either going to be the Clippers or the Lakers. One of those teams I have fading as well. And I also think Minnesota will then rise up into that top 6 because they're so long and athletic. And defensively, I think they'll get their act together with Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. So I have the Nuggets and the T-Wolves rising. I have the Rockets, and I have the one of the LA teams fall out of the top 6. I think those 2 teams are going to slump hard. One of those 2 teams out of LA alongside the Houston Rockets.
How about Dallas? You see them sliding?
Yeah, they're banged up right now, man. The next 2 weeks is going to tell us a lot about Dallas. No bigs. I mean, it's just, so they're cursed, right? I mean, what is happening to Dallas Mavericks? Luka gets hurt early in the season. They trade him. You know, it's a matter of time before Kyrie Irving gets nicked up. He's a hell of a player, and I wish injuries on nobody, but it's a matter of time for him. You have to manage Klay Thompson's minutes at this point of his career. I think they're going to hang on for dear life, but what about the Phoenix Suns? The Phoenix Suns look like an absolute mess.
Yeah.
And the trade deadline, without making a move, now all of a sudden the Phoenix Suns may be the 10th team in the Western Conference. I mean, they looked awful last night in San Antonio. They're slumping right now. So Phoenix is not a team I'm liking right now, man. It's up to miss with them, the Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So those teams I think will fade as well. Phoenix Suns, they're not looking too hot right now.
Bonte, obviously you're hype about the Jimmy Butler deal, but when you heard that contract, you know, close to $60 million or whatever it is, how are you really thinking? Like, you're like, damn, we're paying Jimmy that much? Or were you like, okay, let's get it? How'd you feel about that?
You should have seen our faces on the pregame show. That then, Drapes and Whitey and Jay, you would have known that we're not about to go to St. Warriors, or we're not just taking talking points from Joe Lacob and Raven Ritter. Because our reaction to the deal was one thing, like, oh, damn, Wiggins is gone. All right, I get it. And then we saw the contract extension originally is reported as 121. And I'm like, 60 million a year for a 35-year-old? But even then, 112, 111, whatever it is, we both thought, like, is he really $30 million per year better than Andrew Wiggins? Now, he's had a bigger impact than Andrew Wiggins this season. He's going to be more boisterous. He's an alpha. There's no doubt about that. But originally, we were shocked, like, what? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. And the optics didn't look good. This is a guy who was suspended 3 times by Pat Riley and Miami Heat. Everybody respects Heat culture. Everybody respects Ed Spoelstra and Pat Riley. And the fact that they gave him a contract extension despite all the shenanigans that went down to Southeast Miami, yeah, I wasn't too pleased with the deal. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't. And look, at least you got a player in Jimmy Butler. You know he's a baller. That's not a question at all. He's a star in this league. But also you have another asset to where if he does play nice, maybe he's a part of a deal for something bigger next offseason. So, originally I didn't like the deal at all. I was against it.
Warrior pre- and post-game TV host Bonte Hill, nice enough to join us. All right, Bonte, the last time these 2 teams played, and as you pointed out, a long time ago, January 22nd, turnovers were huge. What's your best guess? What does tonight's game come down to?
Well, turnovers is always a thing with the Warriors. They take care of the ball. I think they'll obviously give themselves a better opportunity. But how about this? Since Jimmy Butler's come aboard with the Warriors their last 4 games, they are a plus 58 when it comes to points off of turnovers, 103 to 45. So that's been a big category for the Warriors. Points off turnovers. Can you limit that for the opposing team? And that worries me with Malik Monk and Zach LaVine. They get out in open court, and it's showtime for them, man. I'm really concerned about who's going to defend one of those 2 guys because you know Jimmy Butler and beyond DeRozan. You want pods on Zach LaVine. You want pods on Malik Monk. Steph Curry as well. He's part of that equation. That could be a problem for the Warriors tonight. So points off turnovers is always something I'm looking for. And also the possession battle. How many field goal attempts are the Warriors getting up? When they get up, when they're plus 10, plus 12 in that category, they usually win. So they have to control the possession game. And how you do that? By taking care of the basketball, scoring off the turnovers as well. So that's always a key category in these 2 games or in these matchups with the Sacramento Kings. Who wins the points off turnovers battle, who wins a fast break, and who can win that possession battle. That's always a key ingredient when these 2 teams match up.
I'll say last one for me, man. Some Warriors fans, one got mad that I called you guys desperate this year. And what I meant by that is this window's closing. It's championship or bust for this Warriors team. As presently constructed, Draymond says, yeah, they can win a championship. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's just
Joe Lacob, listening, big fella. Watch out.
Hey, man, listen, man. They're optimistic. Let me tell you, during the All-Star break, caught up with a lot of people. The Warriors are very optimistic with Jimmy Butler and the return to Jonathan Kuminga. And I'm here for it. Who's the dominant team in the West right now? Well, Oklahoma City's dominant, but the Warriors can play with Oklahoma City. They can. They have over the last 2 years. Denver is a problem. They haven't beat the Denver Nuggets in like 3 seasons, man. It's been a nightmare playing Jokic. So that's a team I do fear. But other than that, I don't think there's a team in the West that the Warriors should fear. Definitely not the Houston Rockets. Definitely not the Sacramento Kings. Definitely not the Phoenix Suns. Definitely not the LA Lakers. So I'm feeling pretty Minnesota. The Warriors won 3 or 4 against Minnesota. So I'm not sure they're a championship contender right now because I need to see it. I need to see what this roster looks like once J.K. returns to play alongside Jimmy Butler, Stephanie, Draymond. But you know what? It's wide open, big dog. And you know, Trace, Whitey already knows because, you know, he's a closet Warrior fan. We know that. Whitey's got the Warriors shirt on.
Oh, don't do that to my boy now. Hold on now. Come on now, Monte.
Check the button up. Check the button up, Whitey. Whitey knows. He did a lot of Warriors this week down here in the Bay Area. He knows what time it is. You do not want this team to get to a first-round best-of-7 series. You know, Trace, you do not want to see Steph Curry in a best-of-7. You're playing with fire right there. So, you know, who knows what could happen. I'm open-minded. Championship contender. I'm going to pause on that, though. Sorry, Whitey. I had to throw you, you know.
It's all good. It's all good, B. You're nice enough to come on. We appreciate it. If we ever play Jockety, which I haven't done since I came back here, you're the first guy I'm going to call. Have a good broadcast tonight. Thank you so much. Ponte, you're the best. We appreciate it no matter what Draper says about you.
No, I know, man. Have fun up there. I'll miss you guys up there. Go to one. That energy is going to be electric. It's the sprint to the playoffs, man. Hoop is back, baby. Let's go. And finally, we got to beat the little brothers, man. 5 straight losses against the Kings. I can't go to bed tonight with another L. I can't go to bed tonight with another L. Because I will block that number from Kyle Draper. I may do that right now.
Hey, I'm going to FaceTime you today, baby. I'm FaceTiming you all tonight.
Get that melatonin ready then, because you're going to need some help to go to sleep.
And Jay, see you, man. Don't act like you didn't love Chase Center, Jay. Hey, Jay was jealous of Chase Center all week long. He told me how great the building was. I don't have nothing like this in Sacramento.
I mean, let me say this. I will say this. People call me the commissioner of Sacramento. Monte is definitely the mayor of San Francisco, the Bay Area. Not Daniel Lurie. It's Monte. I got to give him his love. He knew everybody from the popcorn seller to Joe Lacob, I would imagine. But, yeah, shots out. Great hospitality, even though y'all never could see Doko because Thrive City just ain't it.
Here you go, man. I love you guys, man. Here you go. We better get a win tonight, man, because I won't be able to go to sleep tonight. I'm telling you right now. All right, Jay, Whitey, Jay.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right,
Bonte Hill. Quick question for you, Drapes.
Yeah.
As you look over here, there's one object to our left here. We're just outside the goal one that is in Warrior colors. Do you see what the object is, and would you tell us
that trash can over there?
Right?
With a broom, because we sweeping them this season,
it's
right?
Warrior colors, right?
It is Warrior colors. They brought their own trash can up here because that's what we're going to make them today. They're going to be trash out here tonight.
Yeah, our thanks to Bonte Hill. When we come right back here, another Curry jersey.
Yeah.
What a surprise. How will the Kings look different tonight? We're back with that. Kyle Draper is back, too. It's a Drive Guys back together on Sacktown Sports.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring the Honda Civic, Honda Accord, and Honda CR-V. Honda Accord wins for a record 39th time. You can see and drive all the new 2025 award-winning models at Elk Grove Honda and see why Honda cars and trucks continue to impress the critics. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get a $15 gift card after rebate, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally, $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
On the in the chateau. It's Drive Guys just outside Go One Center.
What you got?
Sam Quinn, who Jay has warned us.
Sam Quinn.
CBSSports.com. He, for whatever reason, does not tend to write favorable things about Sacramento Kings.
Oh, really? Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but there's evidence to suggest he kind of leans anti-Kings. He's just come out with a list, rating, actually, not grading, the 30 NBA front offices at 29. So next to last, he has your Sacramento Kings. Should we care? Do we need to say any more about that? 29th. You want to hear what he has to say?
Yeah, I would love to.
The resume sort of speaks for itself at this point, doesn't it? One playoff berth in the past 18 seasons. All right, let me stop you right there. This front office has not been here that whole time.
Right, exactly.
A unanimous coach of the year fired less than 2 years later. Their best player traded because they knew he wouldn't re-sign with them. What were they supposed to do? That decision was not motivated by market. De'Aaron Fox landed in San Antonio. It was because Fox knew he couldn't compete for a championship. Fox situation might have been an opportunity for the Kings to look inward. Instead, they have proven so desperate to recapture the good vibes of the 23 playoff berth. They rolled the dice on Zach LaVine's very dangerous max contract to put together a roster whose ceiling is maybe winning a single round. Anyway, that's basically what he says here. This is a team that caps out at 46 or 47 wins. That's only something to aspire to when you've been in 17 of the past 18 lotteries, and we're not giving the Kings credit for 2 decades of poor decision-making. 29th out of 30th. The Bulls are the only team in a lower rating. What do you think?
You know, here's the thing, Whitey. I don't like to bash people. He's just doing his job. I understand that. I get it. But when you look at where this team was and franchise was before Monty McNair got here to where they are now, how can you say they're the second to worst front office? Like, he's just going off of the last 2 months activity, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look at the totality of it, if you will.
Yeah, to me, and we've talked about it. We know that there are some issues here with the team, some questions, but to me, this is just pandering to the low-hanging fruit notion that, Kangs are going to Kang, and they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
And it's just easy to go, they don't know what they're doing. That's basically what he says. They have never known what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing now, without really looking into the reality of the situation.
Exactly. And here's the thing. He's got Miami number 4. What has Miami done recently?
What is their ceiling?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They traded away Jimmy Butler, and in my opinion, didn't get any asset that's valuable in the future for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not no young stud or anything like that. And understand we like Khalil Ware and everything. They got the Utah Jazz at number 5. Keep up the great work. No, exactly. Don't we got to see it play out if you're Utah? Like, as of now, Utah, the worst team in the Western Conference. I need to see it play out first before I give Danny Ainge all his flowers. And so stuff like this, man, I hate to, call into, somebody's credentials, if you will, and knowledge of the NBA. But like you said, this reeks of, there's my guy right there. I got a little job shadow tonight here.
Okay.
Yeah, my guy Reese. Give me a sec, Reese. I'm on the air, baby. I'll be right there.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, have a seat. Have a seat,
like.
big fella. My man came dressed up, too.
Yeah.
You see that? No, but here's the thing, Whitey. It's the old narrative, like you said, Kings being Kings, without really fully examining how come Charlotte's not ranked worse than the Kings.
Right.
What has Charlotte accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
They've been woebegone for years, and they're another top 5 lottery
Wizards,
team, if you will. Wizards, Jay. Exactly. The Wizards. Where does he have the Wizards at? He got the Wizards ahead of Milwaukee. He got Charlotte 21, Washington 22. What have those guys accomplished?
What about the Hawks? What have they done?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. This is ridiculous.
This is lazy is what this is.
And
go back and do it over.
Right. He talks about a unanimous coach of the year fired less than 2 years later. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It might have been the right move.
Mm-hmm.
Based on this small sample size, Doug Christie is having a better coaching record than Mike Brown this season. Team was 13-18 when they fired Mike Brown. They won 62% of their games. What is it? 15-8, I think it is, under Doug Christie. And so this guy's Sam Quinn, man. How do these guys get credentials, man? How do they get the platform to spew junk like this?
I don't know, but there could be an extra credential available for the game tonight after Alan Stiles' encounter with a member of the...
I feel bad for Alan, man.
I don't feel bad for him. That's big time.
No, you know why, though, Whitey? My man was planning to go home, spend some time with the wife and kid.
Yeah.
Maybe even have a nice little early dinner with them. Then he had that encounter, and it threw his game off totally.
He's
been hanging out here for 3 hours with us now. And so I feel bad for him. Guy got to use our electricity to charge his phone now.
Curled up in the fetal position over there, like,
hey,
it's okay.
That's hilarious, man. Appreciate you. But as Campio says, who is this guy? Not talking about Allen, talking about Brady Quinn. Oh, no, Sam Quinn.
Right.
Like, who is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Brandon says, I don't like to bash people either, but this clown got to get gone. Just do your work. Just do your homework.
Yeah, it's pretty
lazy.
Like I said, I'm not saying they're top 10, but they sure as hell ain't second to last.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. How's Utah 5th?
Right. It's all about draft picks, right? Like, and when you look at it too, Danny Ainge traded away Gobert. Okay, people say that was a good move, but you also traded away Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
Same thing the Kings did with De'Aaron Fox. How come Utah is praised for that, but we're criticized for that here in Sacramento?
Yeah, they made the decision to break those guys up. Whereas, as you've pointed out, you had Boston, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. There were a lot of people that said they can't play together, but they decided to see and continue to give them a chance, and they ended up winning a championship.
Exactly. And so, he has OKC 1, Boston 2. I get it. They're doing a fantastic job. But I feel like with Monty and these guys, and I said it earlier, we got to see it play out. Maybe the Mike Brown decision was the correct move. Maybe trading De'Aaron Fox was the correct move. It's still too early to say. And based on their track record, going from where we were to where we are now, it's night and day, I feel.
Doesn't it look like, I know this gentleman writes that De'Aaron Fox wanted out. They had to trade him because he felt he couldn't win a championship. Didn't the Kings decide to trade him before he had necessarily told them he wanted out? I know he put the whole organization on notice, but it looks like they decided they were going to move on from him when he was maybe not. Once they fired Mike Brown, he was out. Before they did that, I don't think you could say for sure, oh, he's going to leave. Only he knows for sure. But he said to Carmichael Dave, once they fired Mike Brown, that was it.
That was the nail in the coffin.
All my point is, maybe they were wrong, but my point is they didn't have to trade him because he wanted out. They decided, given the uncertainty, that they were going to trade him.
Right. They made the decision.
Doesn't mean it was right, but it was their decision.
Exactly. And you also have to wonder, and this is just me hypothesizing, this isn't anything from the organization, but do they feel like De'Aaron was the right guy to build around? Did they feel he could take them to the promised land? I don't know. Those are all things you gotta weigh. And then you hear the rumblings, De'Aaron talking about, wanting to win, sort of sending the signal to the organization like he might not resign. So as a GM, you already got to have that in the back of your mind. Like same thing with Giannis in Milwaukee. If you're John Horst and them out there in Milwaukee, you're thinking, all right, we want to keep Giannis, but if the time comes, we have to. All right, Alan Styles, see ya. Then we got to, and I think, what's up, Logan? Yeah, I think it's you're doing your due diligence as the general manager to do that.
Yeah, that ranking. I know a lot of fans are down on the front office right now. That is wrong. That is just wrong. When we come back, we'll look at how the Kings may look different tonight as they're back at it against the Warriors. It's Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect mostly clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures eventually dropping off into the mid to low 40s. Expect light winds and mostly sunny skies on Saturday with temperatures warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring Honda Civic, Accord, and CRV. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
It was 1879 when the first President's Day was established, and it's been a holiday ever since. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'm guessing when the Keys family opened the first Naturewood home furnishing store in 1948, a President's Day sale was not top of the mind. But the family probably celebrated the holiday with a picnic and a big slice of cherry pie. The store name Naturewood was selected to reflect the quality of the wood furniture for sale. And that focus on quality continues today with brands like FlexSteel, Trailway, Stickley, Fusion Designs, Stanton, and many, many more. The Naturewood Home Furnishings President's Day sale is the perfect time for you to find the right accent piece for your living room, a new bed for your bedroom, or to completely refurnish your entire home. See all the fine furniture and accessories on sale with Naturewood's President's Day sale. Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with memories for tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Celebrate Lunar New Year every week in February during the $800,000 Lucky Red Envelope drawing at Sky River Casino. Earn entries daily just by playing your favorite slots and table games with your rewards card. Plus, swipe at our promotional kiosk for a free daily entry. On select Sundays and Fridays, earn 100 bonus entries when you hit 100 tier credits. Join us every Saturday night in February, where every red envelope could be your ticket to $25,000 cash. Visit skyriver.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the President's Day sales event?
If you've been waiting to get a new Ram Heavy Duty, now is the time to buy. Save up to $20,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties, starting as low as $38,995.
That's huge savings on heavy duties.
Yep, and that means it can't last long. Some may call themselves a Super Ram Truck Center, but when you need a hard-to-find Ram Heavy Duty, Hoblet has it, with over 400 new Ram trucks available.
Don't miss your chance to save. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 13,000 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 10% off MSRP factory cash. Sample VIN savings, 8,013. 4,000 Hoblet Select inventory coupons, and 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance for 2005 or newer under 160,000-mile vehicle. At least 5 of this net savings. $38,995 net price. Simple VIN 411627. See dealer for details.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
As a young fan with a Sabonis jersey.
Let's see what he got. Light the beat
oh,
for my birthday. Okay, happy birthday, young fella.
Maybe
my guy.
10 or 11, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. What do you got? This Sabonis jersey on?
Yeah. Yep.
What dad got on? Monk probably there?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not old Tyrese Halliburton, is it, right? I don't think so.
He's got that scarf on, too, so he can't see all the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and look, and there's a Warrior fan in a Steph Curry jersey. Wow. Haven't seen many of those today. Oh, there's a Steph
There's
Curry
another
jersey.
Steph Curry jersey.
Drapes, how do you think?
Now, this guy got – no, hold on. Is this That's kind of a throwback, though, but that might be early Steph Curry jersey right there. This guy.
Yeah.
You see him right there?
A Warrior jersey that looks like, what was that when they had that Thunder mascot?
Yeah.
And there's a Curry USA.
Oh,
jersey.
Curry USA. These guys. That's weak.
It does look like a Curry jersey.
that looks like a Curry jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, shout out to Steph Curry, one of the most gracious superstars there is. The guy signs everything. But damn, Warriors fans, give me something else. Like what Jay say, give me an Donald Foyle jersey or something like that, right? Give me Billy Owens or something. Shoot.
Tom Tolbert.
Tolbert, right?
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's see what Jeremy has to say. Jeremy, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Good. What's up, yup?
Hey, so go Kings tonight. Big game, right? Loving it. But listen, like before the All-Star break, I just have a question. Because before the All-Star break, me and all my friends talking, we're like, hey, they got this time to get it together. They can go start figuring out the defense between the team and all that and, like, get used to each other. And we had one practice. Your thoughts on that? That's all I want to ask. That's it.
Gotcha, Jeremy.
All right.
I know a lot of fans, I think, assume that, wow, if they cared, they would have had more practices. But it doesn't really work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. You got to give you time. Now, you also got to remember, too, the Kings played on Thursday. So they were one of the last teams to actually get their All-Star break. Guys didn't leave out till Friday. Then they come back to Sac on Wednesday. Doug could have had them come in earlier, practice hard on Wednesday. They did meet on Wednesday. And so I don't think it's that big of a deal in terms of this ain't training camp. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not like they've been gone 4 months or anything like that. There's something to be said for rested legs. There's something to be said for getting away from each other as well, too. And
what do you mean by that?
No, I mean, sometimes you need a break from your partner, whether it's at Sacktown Sports 1140 or with the team, the Kings. Yeah, sometimes you need to just get away. And so we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how they look tonight. If it's disheveled, they're throwing the ball around, maybe you could second guess. That's what we do, right? Monday morning quarterback. But Doug, for right now, feels like this is the best possible way. I got to wait and see.
Yeah, Jeremy, obviously it would have been better if they could have had 5 practices, but
Right.
just not feasible.
Yeah.
That's just not the way it works, unfortunately. And we'll see. Obviously, they've got a lot to sort out here. Only one practice to do it in. We'll see how it looks tonight. Let's get to TC. It's time for Check It with TC.
Yeah, Mike check. Great. Whitey, what's going on?
We're getting ready for some basketball tonight, TC, as I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I'm fired up, right? Hey, the Kings going to win tonight, man, by 6. I'm going to book it right now. They win by 6 tonight. So let's get into bread and meat. Before we get started, right, Whitey, I got to ask you an honest question. You always talking about, I don't know if you just trying to play both sides or what, but in your heart of heart, do you feel like this team needs to blow it up right now and sell off the pieces? Or are you just talking?
I think you could make that argument. I don't want them to, but I understand the argument, TC. If you want to try to win a championship, I would not do it, but I understand the argument, and I think about it a lot.
I'm not thinking about that, not one bit. Period. I'm not blowing up anything. We're not in a position to blow up anything. We don't got a bunch of 40-year. Bro, we're not blowing up. It'd be idiot. That would be idiotic to do. Take a push and keep it pushing, and we'll worry about that on the summer. If you want to worry about a difficult conversation, a conversation to be had is that tomorrow you're going to be a 6th man. I don't care about none of the Hall of Fame or none of that. That's a difficult conversation if you want to have a conversation. Other than that, bro, we moving forward. We're going to see how it shake out tonight. As far as De'Aaron in the front office, bro, Monty and them have to make a move, dog. He said this was a straw that broke the camel's back. Well, we have to move on. Simple as that. Think about leading up to De'Aaron Fox's trade. Kings fans, Kings media. Did we really want to go through what we've seen the team go through? The lows, everybody looking like they wasn't. The team knew what was going on. The team knew Fox was going, bro. Do we want to really deal with that for the rest of these 30 games of the rest of the season? Up and down, everybody's swimming. We getting blown out by 30 because everybody's saying no and that Fox don't want to be here. But you got to suit up and play with this dude every game. Come on, y'all. That's all I'm asking, man. That's all I got. Mic check. Thank you, Jay.
Mic check.
TC is ready.
This guy, man.
TC doesn't need any practice during the break.
Yeah. Hey, dude, he's had enough practice all day calling everybody else, every other TV and radio station out there. Shout out to you, TC. You know I'm messing with you. Yeah, well, let me ask you, why is everybody quick to move DeMar DeRozan to the bench? He's been arguably our second or third best player this season. Why isn't DeMar's name always coming up?
Because he's, well, it's just who else? I mean, if you want to, people want Keon to start. That's a big part of it. A lot of people
Malik
want Keon
to the bench.
start. Who's going to play point?
Yeah, you go back to points and bonus. You go back, and I honestly don't view Malik as just yet a so-called point guard. Like in today's
He's the
NBA,
closest thing you have,
right?
to it.
In today's NBA, do you even need a point? Who's the point guard for the Golden State Warriors?
Well, Steph Curry.
Nah, but he's not though. Steph ain't setting everybody up. He's not bringing it up. Running
Draymond
the
Green
offense. Why can't Sabonis be ours?
Because he's not as good at it, and he would turn the ball over 14 times.
Oh, that's messed up. Stop that.
That's the
During the
answer.
Beam Team era, he was our point guard. During that 48-win season, he was our point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I feel like this is moving DeMar DeRozan to the bench is a social media topic that, for some reason, caught fire. There's zero chance that would happen. DeMar's been arguably our second or third best player. He's our big free agent acquisition. And now you're going to come here and say, hey, DeMar, it ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just ain't going to happen.
How do you think the Kings might look different tonight in any way, shape, or form? Do you think
in terms of lineups or anything?
Do you think Markelle Fultz might play?
I hope Markelle Fultz plays. I would love. I'm a big Markelle Fultz fan. I think he can help our team. I look at a guy like Markelle. You know, when you look at him, to me, he's a low risk, potential high reward kind of signing.
Really interesting signing,
right? Really,
I don't know what's going to come of it, but I'm really curious.
Like he has a 27 game tryout, if you will, audition. He does not come here and sit on our bench and be the 13th man. I don't think. I think Markelle will get some minutes tonight against Golden State.
And he can defend. Did you know, if he's healthy?
If he's healthy,
he can defend. All right, Anthony Slater from the Athletics going to join us as we set up for the Kings and the Warriors. Second half of the season finally underway. Drive Guys outside the Golden One on Sacktown Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Thanks. I need to change my oil. So how much is an oil filter?
Free when you buy 5 quarts of oil. Right now, we have a special on Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic or High Mileage Motor Oil.
The oil filter is free with the Valvoline
Advanced Full Synthetic or High Mileage Motor Oil? Yep, the free oil filter is part of the A to Z savings event. Only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Congratulations on taking the first step, lift, and run to a fitter you. Your next challenge? Keeping the momentum going. At InShape Fitness, we have everything you need to keep all those reps from getting repetitious. From more studio classes than you can kick up your heels at, to our turf and functional areas. If InShape had a middle name, it would be there's more than one way to tone a muscle, which is a bit of a mouthful. So we usually leave that out when we introduce ourselves. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
The huge President's Day sale is on at Maida Chevy, Sacramento's Silverado headquarters.
Save $10,250 off MSRP after rebates on new half-ton Silverado LT after rebates with over 50 in stock.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
$10,250 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
I'm George Washington, and I approved this message. Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. 5 to the Southern Western 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
Waddy here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Ad paid for by RFA cancellation. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-823-1687. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-823-1687. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-823-1687. That's 800-823-1687. Again, 800-823-1687.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
Cheer on the Sacramento Kings in the stretch run of the season. Now through February 21st, enjoy no fees on Kings tickets for all upcoming games, including matchups against the Warriors, Spurs, Cavaliers, and Celtics. That's right, no fees, just savings. Catch the Beam Team with new addition, two-time All-Star Zach LaVine, and experience the thrill of Kings basketball at Golden One Center. Seats are going fast. Don't wait to get your tickets with no fees. Visit kings.com/no fees to grab your tickets today.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
You know, one of the best things about doing our show out here at the Golden One, and we're right outside the Golden One today, is that we get to hang out with Anthony Slater in person, and he joins us here as we get ready for the Kings and the Warriors. We were just mentioning to Slates that, man, there are a lot of Warrior fans wearing Steph jerseys, but you say that's actually there's more of that in other cities?
Yeah, I would say. This is about a fair amount, but yeah, no, especially the cities that get them once a year, and particularly the teams that are like kind of isolated, like Oklahoma City, right? It's like kids from Nebraska say, "Hey, Mom, I want to go to one game this year. I'm 8 years old, and my favorite player is Steph Curry." And there's a lot of that. So you go to Oklahoma City, and it's just kids from those Midwest states flood in. Orlando, I was mentioning to you, I'll be there next week. It is a zoo there every time the Warriors are there. And yes, it's Warriors fans, and I'm using quotes here, but it's Steph Curry fans, right? It's just kids they have the full Under Armour outfit. They have the sign up. And let's be honest, when Trace Jackson Davis comes out, they're not like Trace. It's just they're there to see Steph. And it's it's crazy, but that's who he is nationally.
Hey, Slates, as we get ready for this game, can you just speak to how different both teams are from the first couple of times we've seen them play each other? I mean, I got to throw out what's happened in the past, and this is a new squad on each side.
Well, it's funny. They're actually different, and we can get to that. But it also feels like it's exactly the same, where it's these two teams can't quit each other.
Yeah.
They're 28 and 27. They have another big game against each other. It feels like all the big games are always here. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is heading towards a playing game with an elimination on the line. I mean, let's just be honest. It's just they circle each other.
Yeah.
So it feels the same in some ways. But as far as, the court product, Zach LaVine was a Chicago Bull a few weeks ago. Fox is now a Spur. I was just watching Andrew Wiggins shoot a 3 in Toronto today for the Miami Heat. He does not play for the Warriors anymore. And Jimmy Butler, you probably heard, is now in the Warriors.
Yeah.
And that it changes the mix on both sides. It feels like the Kings lean heavier into offense first. They just kind of have to embrace that identity. LaVine, I know, I really like him as a scorer. I know he hasn't shot it that well. And then on the Warriors side, they got a different attitude to them right now, and that's Jimmy Butler's attitude. They come in here a little bit more confident in themselves. They have many times this season felt under-talented on the court and unable. I can remember the MLK game against Boston. It was just like, Boston's just way better. Like, there's nothing. It doesn't matter how hard the Warriors try defensively. They're getting blown out of the building. Not that to me now they're at least even talented-wise. They feel like they have the co-star that Steph needed. And, we'll see with Jimmy Butler. I still think they're very flawed. I do not believe Draymond Green talking about championship. That I don't think is coming. Right. But they're better, they're sturdier, and they're more confident.
Anthony Slater is with us now. How about how these teams right now are similar to each other? Can we say that these are two teams that are both looking for answers at the defensive end right now?
Yeah, I would say the Kings more. To me, it's just like almost. I'm not sure the answers are there. Maybe they can get a little gimmicky and try some zones and throw some stuff. And then I want to see I know it's tough to get Keon Ellis the proper minutes because of the veterans.
We're just talking about that,
ahead of him. I'm sure you guys were. You're probably going to be talking about that for the next couple of months. But I would try to get him as many minutes as possible. And that could be uncomfortable choices of Malik Monk's not closing on this particular night. Zach LaVine, if he doesn't have it's not closing. But to me, that their answer is to just try to be the best offense in the league for the next couple of months and get enough stops, get enough luck on three-point defense, get Keon Ellis out there enough to generate some havoc. I've always liked how they've pressured the Warriors. I feel like, remember the last game, Warriors are up about 15 and a half.
Yeah,
they
19 turnovers.
Yeah, they turned that third quarter because they pressed them out 50 feet. Now, I will say that's where Fox might have been a little underrated, especially in those charged up environments. He's a really, he can really pressure you. They don't have that anymore. But, the Warriors, to me, I still have questions about them offensively more than defensively.
Really?
Just, ability to score. Jimmy Butler, we'll see. He says he doesn't have his touch yet. To me, his jumper's not there. But you still got Draymond passing up layups. They're still one of the worst layup teams in the league. Yeah. Now, they're going to try some kookier lineups. You're probably going to see their rookie center tonight, Quentin Post, at times shooting the three. And then Jonathan Kuminga will be back at some point. Maybe he's the answer to some of their
We're going to see the small lineup to start the game again?
Probably. Yeah. My guess tonight would be Steph, Pajemski, Moody, Jimmy Butler, Draymond. And we're talking about, nobody over 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah. When you look at Jimmy Butler, and it's only been a handful of games, we understand that. How would you assess the fit so far?
Really good. Really? He does stuff that they don't do. He gets to the free throw line. He, in his first two games, had 13 and 15 free throws, and it was the first time they'd had a player since Kevin Durant in 2018 to get that many free throws in a two-game stretch, and it was his first two games. Just because they don't get to the line. You know, Steph's bombing from the outside. Everybody else is they're trying to run split cut action, this and that. They just finally got somebody that they give it to him. He gets downhill. He kind of muscles it. And the other thing, he's a low turnover guy. The Warriors get very panicky, right? You see it here, right? You saw that Steph and Draymond, as spectacular as their resumes might be, they get, wild with the ball. And he doesn't. He's just kind of slows the game down for him. So that has fit on the court. Butler and Curry have called themselves opposites and say basically opposites attract. They play very different games. And then off the court, obviously there is question marks around Jimmy Butler's ability to fit into a culture. But they paid Jimmy Butler. When they traded for him, they added $58 million, to his contract for his age 37 season.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler, when Jimmy Butler is paid how he wants to be paid, Jimmy Butler is happy.
Yeah.
He's going around every time he talks to us. It's, this organization is so player friendly. It's the honeymoon phase.
Yep.
Who knows how long it lasts? But they have a motivated, bought in Jimmy Butler right now, and that's typically a very good player.
Anthony Slater with us. Kings fans, I think, are more divided than I've ever seen them during a winning season. And a lot of that has to do with Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox. But there's this whole question right now of, is this a team going forward that you want to build on, or is it time to start over? In your opinion, how close are the Kings to being caught in that middle of the NBA, that hamster wheel? If you will?
I mean, they definitely are. But I get the desire to not just want to hit the eject button because they've tried several rebuilds over the years, and that
didn't work out.
It led them to that drought. And again, maybe you could say they haven't fully committed to an Oklahoma City style, like you call it a tear down more than a rebuild. Like you really, you trade everyone to the studs, but that takes 3 to 4 years of just swallowing your pride. Like there was,
and there's no guarantee it'll work, right?
No. You got to draft excellently. You have to have a front office that feels empowered enough to do it, right? You have a front office that doesn't believe, hey, if we don't win 42 games this year, my job's on the line. Sam Presti has a level of, like I said, empowerment from the front office there. So I understand all the agendas at play in the Kings organization that they want to go for it. This is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a lot of nice spring days here, and April's supposed to matter. March is supposed to matter.
Right.
It's if you do a teardown, that's fine. But next year, today? I'm looking February 21st. By February 21st of next year, coming out of the All-Star break, it'll be nothing.
Tumbleweeds.
You're out of it.
You're out of it, and nobody cares. And tonight, look, are either of these teams going to win the title this year? No. But this is going to be a big game tonight. It's going to be sold out. This is going to be good, high-level drama basketball. You guys can go on tomorrow and talk about the mechanics of the game, whereas a teardown means 3 years of talking about lottery picks.
College basketball.
Cooper Flag.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Slates, let me ask you this.
We've been through that here, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to open this Pandora box. I don't want, fans to chime in and Whitey Dust to continue the De'Aaron Fox conversation because it seems like every couple of days or so something new comes up. Fox says something. People interpret it this way. When it's all said and done, Slater, how did we get to this point? Who's to blame? Or is it just, it had run its course? How do you view it?
I think everybody's kind of to blame a little bit. Nobody, however he was always going to, when he didn't sign the extension, and this is now 2 summers of it now.
Yeah.
He was putting them on notice that he needed to see more of an upward trend. It wasn't happening, so I think it was okay for the Kings to kind of look around. But I think this thing all hit fast forward. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but the Mike Brown situation was bundled. Particularly if you wanted to maximize Fox's value or keep him around. I believe if Mike Brown was still here, De'Aaron Fox would still be here.
Would they be in better position though, team-wise, record-wise?
Maybe. I don't know. Now you could. The pro Mike Brown, the pro De'Aaron Fox argument of this season was they had some of that really bad clutch luck, and maybe that was going to flip around.
Right.
I would say that the one thing I could hear the argument for, and it's a little bit of the previous question we were talking about of do you rebuild, do you not? You could have just held on to Fox and tried to maximize more future value, gone for a draft pick type haul, taking it into the summer. I think if you had held the relationship better with De'Aaron Fox, you could have gone to the summer in a happier place. And I think they're a better team this year with De'Aaron Fox instead of Zach LaVine. I don't know how y'all feel. I know this probably is now a happy De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
Again,
right,
and
right,
that's a big deal. I think you saw it in his last handful of games. He kind of he tuned everything out.
Yeah.
And there's a reason he had, right?
Yeah. When he's going to tune out, he lets you know.
Yeah. Which, again, Jimmy Butler's in the building tonight. Yeah. That's another guy who kind of, he's on the extreme level of that. But I think a bought-in De'Aaron Fox, it would have been the best version of this team moving forward. And again, maybe it's just bad luck with how some of those games went early in the season. Maybe you blame, them trying to lean too heavy into defense and Mike Brown's kind of managing of that, or some of the fringe moves where we can go over all the fringe moves or non-trades, non-free agent signings, draft picks, whatever, over the last few years. It kind of devolved to this point, but I don't know who's to blame. Like, everybody.
Yeah. Sounds like you subscribe then to the narrative that until they fired Mike Brown, there was still a chance that De'Aaron Fox would stick around.
Yes.
Not a great chance, but there was a chance.
Well, yes, but I think that there had to be, a path to winning.
Right.
That didn't seem to be materializing. So maybe it was doomed in a sense. I will say, I don't think it's as ugly. The departure, the trade, what's going on right now. I don't think it's as kind of public and a little bit of jostling. And he's here in 10 days, 2 weeks.
March 7th,
that's going to be a day. I'm curious the reception. I'm curious the comments from both sides going into it. It just felt like it got a little bit more toxic, I guess you would say, because of the Mike situation.
Mike Brown situation.
I mean,
and I think there was finger pointing on both sides, and that added to the toxicity.
Both sides. With this organization, there's about 19 sides, and it's all. That's what it seems like.
Hey, Slater, when I look at this roster, I'm a Zach LaVine fan. I like DeMar.
Yeah.
But clearly there are some holes here. Where would you see the holes in the roster right now? And how do you think they'll address that?
Yeah, it's tough to be a respectable winning NBA defense with zero rim protection.
So you have the belief that Sabonis at the 5 doesn't.
I don't know.
I'll put you on the spot here, big fella.
No, it's hard because then it's then he's a non-shooting 4,
right?
Who he's not really a modern 4. I mean, you say non-shooting, maybe he's just got to shoot more threes.
Yeah,
because the percentage has been great.
Knocking him down. Yeah.
He's kind of a tough fit. He's tough to build a great defense around. So maybe you just lean heavy into offense. But how do you really defend at a playoff, a realistic winning playoff level with Zach LaVine, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, and Sabonis as 4 of your 5 starters? It's hard. And I think it would help if Keegan Murray was having some excellent shooting season where – I think you could play Keon Ellis a bit more. Maybe you platform, Keon Ellis a little bit more. I think if Devin Carter popped, that would be huge, or some of these young guys. They tried to trade that pick for Alex Caruso. If that had gone through, does Alex Caruso change kind of the calculus of this team? I think at least when Fox was here instead of LaVine, it was more balanced.
Sorry, we're having some. Sounds like we're getting some feedback out there. Anthony Slater is with us. Phoenix not playing well right now. They lost last night. What did they lost? 4 in a row, and they're giving up 119 or more in 8 straight games.
Talk about vibes not being in.
Yeah. Is it possible now that we know pretty much who the 10 are going to be? We don't know the order, or do we still have to keep an eye on Phoenix?
I think, Wemby's injury, I would say, likely knocks him out. Although you said it, they came out and smoked the Suns.
Right.
I don't want to completely count Durant and Beal and Booker out. KD gets hot for a month. They could jolt themselves back in, and there's still a lot of time. But yeah, I mean, look, if you quiz me today, I do think it's starting to stratify a little bit more with these 10, because I do think the Kings have stabilized enough, with who they are, that they're going to win a lot of ball games. Their schedule is not overly difficult the rest of the year. The Warriors have a pretty soft schedule. But how are the Mavericks going to handle the next few weeks? They don't have a center. So that, I'm very curious about that. But the Clippers lost to the Bucks yesterday. To me, beyond just maybe knowing the 10, and we'll see with the Suns, is that 6. To me, the 6th is there's that 5-team pocket with the Wolves you can throw in there. Who can get up to that 6?
Yeah,
is a huge deal.
What do you make of the job Doug Christie has done, and has he done enough to be the guy next season?
I think the last 27 games, I'm sure you guys will have the classic sports radio or TV segment. It's who's under the most pressure? Let's rank.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
write that one
down. It might be him, right? If we're just talking about career, future, Sabonis is paid, and he's, if it's here, if it's elsewhere, a lot of these guys are in pretty good, stable places in their careers, have proven a lot. Doug Christie wants to be a head coach in this league, and particularly wants to be the solidified head coach here, doesn't want the interim tag. I think what happens over the next 27 games matters. And beyond the next 27 games, what happens in the play-in if they're in the play-in? Like you think about it last year, how the difference in winning that game or losing that game in New Orleans against the Pelicans probably means a ton of how everything is thought of going into the summer. Even if they went to Oklahoma City, played that 1-8 series, lost 4-1, let's say, I think everything's viewed a little differently. They got into the playoffs. So to answer your question, I think he's done particularly that early stretch really got their season back on track. So you got to give him a lot of credit for that. Clearly he was an emotional boost. I still want to see some more strategic stuff from him, and we'll see. Right. Heading out to the break, I'm not sure how much they can do defensively because of the personnel, but about his future, to me, it's almost a playoffs or not. To me, might be the answer to that question. Okay. I don't know, maybe not.
What do you think of this? Pardon me, Anthony Slater. With this, here's how I read it: the Kings have so much equity with him right now because of what they did with Mike Brown, and then they bring in Doug Christie. If they were to have Doug for the rest of this year, unless there's a total collapse, in which case you have to do something. But if they move off of Doug, doesn't that, again, feed into that narrative that they have no idea what they're doing? I would think they would really want Doug they want to bring him back to kind of justify what they did with Mike.
Yeah, could be. But also I could see the argument that, you rebuild your roster in whatever way you want this summer, where there might be changes. And if you are this crazy offensive team that wants to lean heavy into, you go try to find some offensive genius out there that comes in on a coaching visit and explains to you exactly how he would use the LaVine, Sabonis. It feels like you've got they have to just lean hard. If this is really how they're going to build this roster, you have to become a juggernaut offensively. And clearly they can score with the best of them, but they don't feel as
you got to be top 5 or something. Huh?
Top 1, right? That's what they were a few years ago. Almost get back to that. And I'm not saying Doug Christie can't necessarily be that, or maybe, I like Jay Triano. He's the one that was honestly, he was very much, part of that top offense.
Yep.
But I could see them opening it up. And if you just had brought an interim in, I don't know that re-switching coaches says, oh, you're just throwing darts at the wall, because you didn't lift the interim tag on him. Now, if you planted him this month and said he's no longer interim, he is the future, and then rehashed it. But at this point, I think everything's kind of in a wait-and-see pattern.
Anthony Slater joining us. Slater, you brought it up a little bit earlier. I want to dive deeper into it. From an organizational standpoint, can this organization stomach a rebuild? Was that ever on the table at all when they made the move for De'Aaron Fox to trade De'Aaron Fox? Because a lot of people thought, all right, we'll get some young Spurs players and a bunch of picks. Instead, it seemed like they went all in and trying to salvage this year.
Yeah, not getting Stephon Castle. Yeah. Not getting Devin Vassell, who I thought, could have been at least him. San Antonio says Castle would have never been on the table. We'll see. Maybe if he played hardball, he could have been. Maybe you waited, he could have been. No Atlanta picks, which I was surprised. You had the unprotected Atlanta pick this year that they have. Could that have been bargained for? Again, we're not in the rooms and seeing what was or wasn't available. But they made the trade early, right? They didn't play hardball all the way to the deadline.
Right.
But I think part of that was you mentioned it, they care about today. They care about winning tomorrow. They care about 20, whatever Zach LaVine is at this point, 27, 28-year-old coming in and being able to score 22 points. And, he's better than Devin Vassell. You might rather have Devin Vassell's contract. That might be better, into the future. You'd rather have Atlanta's pick. But I think there was just a level of urgency for a lot of people involved. Up to the top, Vivek clearly wants to come tonight, come the rest of the season and win ball games like the Beam. I think your front office in some ways is I don't want to, building for the future, but they're protecting their own future. We don't know, what the front office is going to look like in the next couple of years. So you could say, hey, you needed to get that Atlanta Hawks pick 3 years from now. But they're like, well, what if we're not making that pick? And that's how sports works.
Yes.
So to your original point, I think it was always kind of about the now, and that can be, criticized from a culture building, franchise building state, but also, as you guys know better than I think a lot of maybe the national media who's never actually in Sacramento. Today matters, tonight matters.
How did you put it? I think it was you wrote about the trade deadline. I think you said this organization is immune to a rebuild, something like that is the way you put it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I kind of remember writing that. But it they don't want we were talking about it earlier. A teardown is tough to stomach.
Right.
Especially when, it's easier for a Thunder franchise to stomach it when they're coming off a Durant Westbrook year. Oh, we had the glory years. We were fat for a while.
Stored so we did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys haven't really done anything.
No. And you have, again, like you don't have front offices with long runways to prove themselves. Where Sam Presti said, look, I built it basically a near dynasty. Give me some time to try to build the other one.
Yep.
You can't say that here.
We'll let you go. We know you got stuff to do.
We're going to get Steve Kerr.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah.
Anthony Slater.
Thanks, Slates.
See you in there, bro.
Yes. All right, man. It'll be a good one tonight.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch regular season basketball, even if neither of the combatants are going to be playing in June. I don't think.
Hey, standing room only tickets just released here.
Ooh,
so we got a full sellout, guys.
Nice.
Full sellout.
Hey, if they were rebuilding, I don't think we'd be saying
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Anthony.
All
right, Slates. We'll see you, man.
Anthony Slater from the Athletic with a cold hard truth about where the Kings are right now as an organization.
It is what it is, Whitey. It is what it is, man. I can only hope this last 27 games, this team will gel, find itself, and starting tonight, make that playoff push, man.
I want to see the Kings tonight be the aggressor, but maintain their composure.
Okay.
You know, because this is a team, especially with Draymond. They didn't face Draymond last time. He will try to bait you, but he can be.
Jimmy, too, will mix it up a little bit. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think, sort of act like the adults in the room. Like, we're not going to fall for all that
Exactly.
stuff. You know what I mean? I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Other than that, take care of the ball. Crucial. Last time, that was one of the keys to the game last time the Warriors were here. And the Kings need to get back to that to have the success they need to have for the rest of the season is take care of the basketball again, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
They got a little loosey-goosey with the pumpkin drapes.
Got to, especially against this Warriors team.
Yeah.
Who I think they're playing some better basketball now with Jimmy Butler. Can't give away possessions, can't give them extra possessions, and don't let Steph Curry go off, man. I'm looking around, Whitey, and I see a lot of Kings fans, but there's some Warriors jerseys out here tonight. Man.
A few.
And there's a few Curry jerseys out here.
Yeah.
We need to get these guys out of here early tonight.
So you got pre and post game tonight. What are you doing on Sunday?
Sunday, I'm off, baby. Game's Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Play-by-play Monday. Charlotte's in town. LaMelo Ball, Jay's guy. You know Jay's showing up for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'll be out there play-by-play.
Floor seats for that one next to you.
Floor seats. Oh, is that how
I'm on the color. Forget Katie. I'm on the color.
Right? Right? You on their bench, I'm sure.
Well, welcome back, Drapes. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Stick around. Game night's coming up, and they're over at Tom's Watch Bar.
Yes.
Yeah, the high flyer came around here and gave us a wave, and off he went. We got Scott Marsh.
We got two remotes set up today.
Yes. Game night is next on Sacktown Sports.
Pass that, dribble that. Big points, big stats. Pass that, dribble that.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes